like I don't know, like this should have a preface of like you guys have never covered synth, right?
That's right. I'm going to start right now. We're going to say that. Here we go. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Do we usually? I can't remember. Do we do Tuesday Smudcast, or is this like a special thing?
This is
You
a
used to
special
do
now.
Tuesday.
Yeah, we
For
changed
now.
the schedule because people had their own lives and all different things this year. So anyway, welcome to a special Smudcast edition, courtesy of Bears. Thank you, Bears, for popping in and sharing your knowledge of Doom Eternal, which we will be covering with this video of Synthetic Man. This is the first time we've covered Synthetic Man, right?
Well,
Yeah, I
technically, like the Efap one was also Synthetic Man, but yes.
Okay, right. But we're doing him directly this time. And
Oh, yeah.
This is a response to Doom Eternal Fanboys, which I believe, it came out 2 years ago. This was a heavily ratioed video. It's got 4.5 thousand downvotes and 1.8 thousand upvotes. So I don't know what exactly his beef is, but I like videos like this because it addresses something wrong with the fandom, and that could be either on the money or he could be completely biased and just ranting, which tends to be the case. So,
spoiler alert, he's retarded with his response.
fair enough. I founded my channel based off my frustration with the Mass Effect 2 fanboys. There's nothing wrong with loving something and hating elements of it that don't add up. Video games are very complex and diverse. You could love the gameplay, hate the story, love the music, hate the sound. There's all kinds of elements. It's mixed media. It's new media. It's always experimental. It's never going to be a home run in every category. So when you do find those games, it's exceedingly rare. I think Red Dead Redemption is one of the only modern examples where everything just hits every level on quality.
Doom Eternal.
Doom Eternal,
Doom
okay.
2016.
Great example. Yeah, see, this is what we don't know because I'm not a huge fan of the Doom franchise, but I do hear that the last two Doom games were excellent. So,
Yes.
They were.
yeah.
Doom turns 30 this year.
Oh, yeah.
Boy. Wow.
I do know I'm a semi fan of Doom. I do like playing Doom Eternal more than 2016.
I think that's like the general like opinion that like Eternal is just like up the ante. That like
Yeah.
it's just so much better like everybody than 2016.
Yeah, like it has so much more to it, which I still like 2016, but I just played Eternal more because there's just so much more to it.
Okay, so it sounds like a refined, upgraded version of a prequel or a game that came before, which is what technically sequels are. They are upgraded versions of the thing that people already love. So
Should have took lessons, Disney, with Star Wars. You
Ooh.
blowing up bullshit.
okay,
I would say it was like more like a return to formula as well. Like I would say like Eternal is like more arcadey in style, but
Yeah.
at the same time it's very like fast paced, just like the original. Like 2016 was slow for me. It's just it doesn't have like the momentum as like Eternal does.
Well, especially in hindsight. You go back from you drop Eternal and you go to 2016, and the whiplash from the fact you can't dash is just hard.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I do
Can't
like the
dash,
story
you
though.
can't meat
It's really
hook.
good.
all right. So this is almost a 20-minute video. Who knows how long we're going to go? Yesterday was a Cavernacle 20-minute video, and we just whizzed right through that because he had nothing to say. But because this is heavily ratioed, I'm assuming that he's going to have a lot of hot takes that aren't going to add up, and you guys will be happy to jump in there and correct.
Oh
Yes,
yes.
Okay.
Oh, there was
Yeah,
something. There was something Ginga wanted to say that I think was welcome to what was supposed to be the 666 video.
That's right.
Oh,
Well, it's too late for that.
Yeah, but
Sorry.
I think it's even better now because what is it? 660 now.
It's 69.
Yeah.
Let's just pretend it's 666.
All
I mean,
right.
we're going
No,
off
I'm-
lore.
Fuck it, 69. Let's
All
go.
right.
You just headcanon it.
Fine.
From the
Fine.
Bible.
Good enough. Well, Gingaman's popping in eventually. So anyway, let's get started and see what he has.
All right,
to say.
hold on. Before we even start anything, what faggot uses the maker skins for their guns? The fuck,
Here we go.
fucking
This-
absolute loser. Fuck you.
All
I
right.
like the hot rod.
I can see where we're going already.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, guys, let's get going.
Just said I was going to take a break, but I really need to take a second and respond to some of these comments, and maybe I will finally give my extended and final thoughts on Doom Eternal, and just, say screw it, I'm done talking about it. I've talked about it enough. I'm never going to change my mind, because everything I feel is just my natural emotional response. You're not going to, gaslight.
Why is he moving like a grandma? It's so bad.
That's
Why is he moving like his grandma?
Pain.
Why has he got the maker skins on all of his guns? Why is he just standing there taking shots? Why is he using a rocket launcher against an arachnotron?
It gets worse. Trust me.
It gets so much worse.
Yeah, I too am just like, motherfucker, jump around, do something. Just stop being you.
Stop being a target.
Well, my problem is not his gameplay. It's what he said was he has an emotional response and his opinion will not change, which is...
Oh, sure. I completely believe him, but surely some of his criticism stems from his horrendous gameplay of this game.
Yeah, I'm shit at this game, therefore game bad has been an opinion we've seen in a lot of fucking video game coverage.
Sorry to interrupt, but I remember when Metal Gear Rising came out, and a lot of people were shitting on it because it's too hard and it has a completely unique way of playing the game. And yes, but you can just turn difficulty easier then, and just try learning the tutorial. Or you could
learn to play the game.
Learn to play a game, yeah. Because it keeps giving you hints that if you approach it this way, you're gonna have more damage. You can save yourself as well, and parry and defend. They don't want to learn. They just want to turn off their brain and just shoot at things.
Everything just wants to be. Then go watch them. If you don't want to interact with the media that you're trying to consume, go watch a movie or a TV show.
Go watch a movie, yeah.
There's a little bit of backstory here because he only has 2 videos, including this one, about Doom on his channel, and he just for some reason doesn't have a dedicated video about Doom where he irons out everything, the problems.
So what's the lore?
Well, the lore is that he mostly did streams on the game, and he was getting really shit on by his chat for how he was playing, and it's just a problem in hindsight because he'll bring up some stuff that you just. He's making arguments based on context we don't know because he doesn't have an actual video detailing what he thinks.
In the first video, we do see clips where he's getting frustrated at the game, but that's still not enough of what his actual points are. It just shows how bad he is at the game.
I don't know if the stream still arrived, but he uses clips from his streams on the game where the chat just made fun of his game.
All right, so he's not the best player, and he has some emotional reactions to the gameplay. Fair enough.
I like how, okay, you're not going to gaslight me by offering your different viewpoints. Fuck you.
Yeah.
That's starting off an argument in definitely good faith. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Me into than I think it is.
It is.
And you're allowed to have your opinion. Just because I'm a YouTuber doesn't make me any more right than you as just an average viewer. That being said, the rampant ad hominem and the generic get good comments are highly annoying, but there's also a decent amount of these comments that they put some thought into it. And
all right, let's give this a look. Gotta love the fanboys disliking and making upper echelon comparisons. This is especially interesting considering. I got through it one sentence and I already got bored.
That's a lot of words. It's too bad I ain't gonna read it.
It's great. It's great. He called out he hates the platforming. He goes in the other video. He talks more about the platforming, but he also really hates the plot and lore.
I know, but this is pretty much saying, Elden Ring was really popular. I'm not very good at hardcore games, and
good.
And the response is, well, just get better at it. Just keep playing.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I did with Doom Eternal. Right now, I'm playing on Nightmare mode. And at first, I thought I was going to suck at it. And surprisingly, I'm doing good than this guy on Nightmare mode.
There's another weird thing he brings up. He constantly goes on about YouTube guides, and it's in his comment.
Fuck that.
It's in his comment below, and I'm just not sure. I never had that experience playing the game.
If
like
you
I needed to look up a YouTube guide to figure something out.
If you need a YouTube guide to learn how to play a game, something's wrong with you.
All right.
And the in-game, because Smud, you didn't play a channel, right? So,
no.
So the game itself has videos that are guides in the game.
Yes, I've
on
seen
how
it.
some stuff works.
Yeah, when you get a new ability or they introduce a new ability, they'll show the video and they'll have a little stage where they have 3 guys and you just actually test it out what you can do.
Yeah, so that's why it's so weird. Like, you really don't need to go on YouTube after that because
it's a tutorial.
Yeah,
it's right there.
Like Rusty points out, it's possible to love the game and not be a fanboy.
Yeah, this is the ongoing argument I have because I'm kind of like the anti-fanboy. Like there's people who love games, we call them fanboys. You can call yourself a fanboy, that's fine. But there's also the biased people who are like, this is the best thing ever. There is no criticism to be had. And even people who love games, like we talk about Red Dead 2, a lot of people, we have hardcore fans of that on the channel. They'll say, of course it's not perfect. There's all kinds of issues with it. And they know them because they played the game so much. They know all the issues and they can see the problems. Like, okay, yeah, no one's perfect. This game is gigantic. It's open world. It's a 40-hour experience, whatever the story is. But doing the 200 hours worth of content, you're going to find some bugs, of course.
Yeah.
That's normal. The thing is, it's not like Cyberpunk release date where everything's broken. So it's a difference in quality.
When No Man's Sky came out, where the developer promised that we're gonna do all the things he promised and he didn't do it. I think he updated it.
Yeah, the expectations of certain games are not met. The difference is they actually tried to meet those expectations as the years went by, which was impressive, as opposed to certain other games where they just abandoned, like BioWare.
Yeah.
So, anyway. Here is the anal prolapse of us. Thank you, sir, for listening.
Bro.
Synthetic Man always struck a weird middle ground for me. I wonder, is he a troll or is he just generally retarded? Maybe it's...
He's a fan. He's a fan.
The other one.
I don't know.
I have...
Also, Bears is right. Anybody who uses the Maker skin hears a whistling sound anytime there's a stiff breeze.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I just noticed things Rusty said. This video came after the other video, which was about the DLC, and I think this is a response to the backlash because that other video got backlash.
Yeah, I mean that's basically what it was.
So this video is just a response to fans who say you suck, and he's like, "Well, I don't."
Yeah,
suck.
It's a combination of a response to him being shit on for his gameplay during streams and the previous video he did on Doom Eternal.
That sounds very familiar with a lot of these YouTubers. So
they just don't know how to take criticism. It's like it's not that hard.
Well, yeah, you don't have to make a video.
You're gaslighting him by complaining about how he fucks everything up.
See, this is the problem I have with modern linguism, with gaslighting. You're making me feel inferior. It's like, well, really? Maybe you are. Maybe that's because you think you are. Not because I'm telling you suck at the game when it clearly shows you're not as good as other players.
That fucking virgin Synthetic Man, you're making me feel inferior, Giga Chat Smud Boy. Maybe you are.
There's I have a clip from a thing he posted recently that really calls into question if he's a troll or not. It's just some elaborate. That's like if you could watch later.
Okay. Here's Gingaman. You realize you're coming on stream, but thank you for the donation.
Yeah.
So here's Gingaman Prime. Synthetic Man in this video is basically going to be Charlatan Wonder and Dean Takahashi combined. For reference, Charlatan Wonder is the guy that made the first Doom Eternal video that we covered on the Smudcast way back, a little after Smudcast 400. I do remember that one, yes.
I'd also say add a touch of DSP.
Really?
I'm not even joking. It comes later.
Are we talking about the tax evasion or the gameplay?
Maybe.
I was blocking that.
No. With your face, mate. Actually, yeah, you were blocking that with your face.
Okay. Let's get going.
Some comments. So I just want to address some of these, and this shouldn't take too long. I know you guys enjoy some of these videos.
Wait, what happened? I missed it.
He ran past all of the armor.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Well, who needs armor when I'm synthetic, man?
No.
All right. We can criticize his comments as well as his gameplay. I see. That's how it works.
It's rather difficult.
I mean, to be fair, he does have the grappling hook thing that gives him more armors, I think.
Yeah, but look at his armor. 34.
Yeah, you're right. I would get those armors myself.
Yes.
All right.
It gets worse.
For the love of God, please play the game right. Please play the game right.
Okay. Here we go.
Good God.
And I'm going to be a rant type of slant.
It's a lock.
In a second. So some of these I will read directly, and some of these I'm just going to respond to a general idea. So yeah, the first type of comment is obviously people complaining that I'm not good enough at the game to play Nightmare or something.
Yes.
I mean, if I beat the main game and the DLCs on Nightmare, doesn't that inherently mean I'm good enough? But
no,
whatever,
that
I
means
guess
you're
I was supposed to
stubborn.
beat it.
Right.
Okay, eventually you can bash your way through a brick wall with your forehead if you're determined enough to do it for a long enough time.
Yeah, I eventually broke the wall. Doesn't that make me a great construction worker?
No, that just makes you a retarded constructive worker.
With an incredibly large calloused forehead and spinal problems now. How about you use the tools that the construction site gave you to do the job properly?
Yes.
It's a man.
Supposed to beat it all in a few tries. Like, the people who put several hundred hours into this game. Do you even understand how easy it is to criticize somebody else's footage? It's quintessential backseat gaming. People have done it since Let's Plays have existed on this website. If you posted your footage, I guarantee everyone could find something to complain about in the way that you played the game. Because unless you're literally a speedrunner, you're going to be making mistakes. And I purposely highlighted certain points where I had made mistakes to show how easily you can die with just one mistake. And it being on the highest difficulty is not an excuse. Which reminds me, if you didn't beat it on Nightmare, I don't care about your opinion on this issue. Because some of you people who wrote comments or upvoted other comments telling me I'm bad haven't even beaten it on Nightmare yourself.
Okay, the gameplay is the same no matter what difficulty you play it on. You just can take fewer hits, so it behooves you to be better at the game.
So it doesn't even increase the amount of enemies, right?
No.
All right.
They just do more damage and are slightly faster.
Oh, so I guess you're making an argument against Yahtzee in that regard.
Yes.
Wait, what did he say? Wait.
Well, if you have the GPU...
It doesn't matter. He's British, therefore wrong.
His first point was, why don't you have tens of thousands of more enemies on the screen?
That's retarded. I don't want my graphics card to blow up. I spent a lot of money on it.
Plus, that would be so hard to play. Like, how would you be able to play a game like that?
Well, he gave the example of a Doom, I think it was Doom 1 or Doom 2 mod or something like that, where there's hundreds of thousands of enemies on the screen, and you're like...
No, they weren't.
That's a lot easier, though.
It was a mod, a completely...
Yeah.
Custom
There's mods for that, but when I played Doom 1 and 2, I never had to fight, tons and tons of enemies. It was just a good balance of it.
It's not. Isn't that also unique because of the engine?
I think. I'm not sure, but I just know
because they couldn't do that now.
Well, basically they are sprites, so yes, they are just walking PNG images.
All right.
They don't really have
anyway,
pixels.
Yeah, that was just an aside for me. Don't worry about it.
I mean polygons.
So, validates what you have to say. But you have to understand, and this is to go back to my point about pseudo speedrunning and playing a game for no reason, that there is no way to
speedrunning a lot, and I don't know why.
Prove to anybody how good you are at Doom Eternal, because Doom Eternal is essentially a single-player fighting game. The whole game is just spent fighting bots. and nobody cares how good you are at fighting bots. But since you're such an insular, echo chamber type of community, you attack anybody that criticizes your favorite game.
Wait a second. If no one cares how good you are, then why you should be worried if someone says you're no good?
He really likes to contradict himself.
Like this
also, he said it's a single-player fight. Isn't that every FPS?
Well, yeah, any single-player game, you're fighting the AI, but this is a weird contradictory because you're saying, well, why do you care how good I am? And then he's saying, well, why should I care? I was like, well, why are you listening to these people then if it doesn't bother you, or if it should bother you, if that's the problem? It's a bit of a contradictory statement or opinion to have while making a video in response to Doom Eternal fanboys arguing that you're a speedrunner and you're so good and I'm not. It's, weird logic there, but okay.
But with the majority, and you don't have to look any further than the fact that this game hasn't won any Game of the Year awards except by maybe some no-name publication. It didn't even get the Gamer's Choice.
So?
Who cares?
Oh,
Who cares?
Right.
Do not care. Listen, just because something did not warrant a fucking award doesn't mean it's not good. You fucking smooth brain retard.
And also, he brings this up when the exact same year, The Last of Us 2 won Game of the Year.
Yeah,
when it went up against Doom Eternal and Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
And we're talking about various genres that are completely different from each other. So, I don't know what genre exactly. Is it just a shooter? I guess Doom Eternal
is an FPS. It is as much of an FPS as it can be.
Yeah. So it's the hardcore.
People were also
FPS.
mad it didn't win the music category.
Oh, good
I don't
point.
think.
Yeah. Music was excellent. Yeah, right.
It should have. Well,
I
there was like some
remember
bullshit behind the scenes.
Which
Yeah,
again,
I remember
it
clearly
should be
everyone
between
was
Ghost of
angry.
Tsushima.
Like, he makes that game award specifically a point, but I remember everyone was angry that it didn't get awards.
Yes.
Even then, it's an award. It's nothing special. And I think the Gamers Award is anyone can vote. You just log in and vote.
Anyone can vote, and then the people running the voting pick what they want.
No.
Which is why The Last of Us 2 won Game of the Year. In the year when Doom Eternal and Ghost of Tsushima came out.
Isn't that rating thing just rigged? Because I heard somewhere where someone said it is.
Yes.
It was I think there was an article by Jason Schreier that talked about, like, there was like higher ups on that.
The Game Awards being rigged? What kind of world do we live in?
Yeah, well.
I don't
Wait,
know.
is it Jason Schreier or somewhere? Who am I thinking?
It is Jason, yeah.
Oh, okay.
If they don't
I'm gonna
have
go back.
like two-factor authentication or security to prevent bots and to prevent multiple votes, then yeah, IP checks. There has to be all this security to make sure votes work singularly, not from the same machine.
Cat, fuck off. Christ.
All right.
Oh, is your cat?
Well, asshole was sleeping for the past 6 hours, and then I try and do the one stream a month, maybe, that I do, and he's all over my computer now.
That's cats for you. I have two of them.
Okay.
Some pussy spread, you say?
All right.
Please do not refer to my cat's poopsie spreads.
Let's keep going.
Game of the Year award. It was beaten out by, and those are on one platform. So clearly people didn't like Doom Eternal that much if they didn't bother to show up.
No,
to vote
you
for their
fucking
favorite
read!
game.
Oh my god.
Is this like how we determine the player base, like the people who follow the Game Awards?
We can easily go to Metacritic or any of the OpenCritic websites and see how people voted. If you want to go by voting, if that's what's his criteria.
Yeah.
Hey,
just because
people on Rotten Tomatoes prefer Avengers, Age of Ultron more than they do The Fistful of Dollars. That means Age of Ultron is objectively the better film. Yes, that's how that works, right?
Oh, what, like the latest Little Mermaid has like a 95% audience score.
Oh,
Who
that's
the fuck- who the fuck's gonna
absolutely
believe
true. That's
Absolutely
absolutely true and not rigged at all in any way, shape, or form.
yeah, it's really stupid.
This point especially is just watching since vids now, having him make the point that, oh, the Game Awards liked it, or didn't like it is just really.
Just because there are probably people that aren't good at the game, and that's why they didn't like it. While players who actually did play the game and actually really good at it because they pay attention, it's one of the better games.
Gamergate kicked off because one stupid bitch with her incredibly shitty, like fucking text-based game fucked 5 different game reviewers to give her good reviews to get her game sold better, which kicked off a whole fucking thing about, hey, there's a lot more than just that corruption in video game reporting.
Well, you're allowed to say that on YouTube.
Corruption does not end with just the journos, my guy. It also extends to the award shows.
Yeah, using the award shows as a symbol of quality is irrelevant, especially when you're comparing apples to oranges to bananas to God knows other versions of genre of video game. It's kind of silly. It's like saying, well, Christmas time is coming. What's going to outsell each other because everyone buys stuff at Christmas? And you could say, well, the top Mario game, the top Zelda game is going to outperform a smaller company or whatever. It's like, yeah, it's Christmas. People are going to buy stuff. So this is not how it goes. You should have let's say an FPS category and say, hey, in the game, whatever awards, these were the 5 FPSs. Which one won and why? So that should be a little, if he wants to make the argument for awards or popular vote, whatever he uses in Metacritic, he has to use those criteria. Right now, you can't just say this is more popular, therefore bad. That's not helping the argument. At least have some criteria. At least say, oh, the FPS genre has been radically improved with Doom Eternal because of XYZ factors.
What other FPS games were released the same year as Doom Eternal, by the way?
Good question.
None that I can think of.
Yeah, exactly. Was that an FPS?
Yeah, probably no competition.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just to have the Game Awards as any kind of point is ridiculous.
Come on, the Academy Awards, last time that I saw information about it was that they nominated Turning Red as best animation.
Oh God!
How in the fuck can you have a sane mind and just that movie deserves an Academy Award.
Did it win though?
I love the movie where it wins award and also said it's okay to groom your kids.
Yes, it's also okay to just let your kids show off their quote panda unquote to anyone and everyone as long as they make money for it. And the worst offense of all being set in Canada.
And you know, it's ironic that they say that anime is filled with pedophiles, and yet Disney's doing this shit. It makes you wonder.
Anyway.
Rusty had something is that he's complaining about guides, but he'll ask his chat to guide him too in streams.
Really?
Yeah.
So he likes...
And his complaining about speedrunners is just weird because it's still they just memorize them, but they fail anyway because luck.
Yeah, speedrunning and gameplay, getting good at gameplay are two different things. So.
Yes.
Anyway.
Stop.
So yeah, if you ever Doom Eternal didn't win any Game of the Year awards, which I don't, and it's not just because journalists were sucking feminine penis.
What?
I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. The game just alienated the casual fan base of gamers completely.
The fuck?
But no, it doesn't matter. When you exist in an echo chamber, you think your opinion is the majority. So how dare somebody from outside your community criticize your favorite game? He must just be bad at the game.
You are.
And it's like, I don't care if you think I'm bad. I beat the hardest difficulty, unless you count Ultra Nightmare, which, fair enough.
Okay, I beat the hardest difficulty unless you count the hardest difficulty.
There's Nightmare.
Are you an idiot?
There's Nightmare, and what else difficulty is there?
Ultra Nightmare.
Ultra Nightmare, which is insta-death.
Okay. Well, give me
I think
time.
it's the same, right? It's the same, you just die and it's all over.
Believe so. I only did Nightmare, so.
I don't think I'm going to do that mod, or that difficulty.
Yeah, that's just. I guess he wouldn't personally count that because it's like a cheap. Like it's just there's no real. It's just you die and your save's deleted.
Well, the argument is that he's comparing difficulty levels now. As you said, it just makes you get dead quicker. And saying that anyone who disagrees with you is in an echo chamber, you can't think outside the box. And I'm like, well, who's saying this? Give us an example.
Okay, first off, that is a very cheap way to get at an argument. You do not do that. That just shows that you're weak and you don't have an argument to back it up. So if you're someone that does that, go fuck yourself.
All right, 4 minutes in.
I probably spending another 30 to 40 hours playing a game that I don't even like that much in the first place, so why would I do it? But also, imagine actually watching video guides on mechanics, because the game doesn't explain how they work. Is that not...
What are you talking about?
What?
Every single time they pick up a new gun, the game forces you to watch through a video how to use that. And
the game actually dead stops, comes to a screeching halt, and shows you how to use whatever the fuck you just picked up.
Literally, the chainsaw literally puts you in a fucking X-Men danger room to show you how it's used.
Or or if you have tutorial on, it'll show you a little, text that says what it does and a little, clip that shows you what it does. Like, I had no trouble of using any of the weapons because I knew which button to use to play it.
And you can turn them off.
The reason that guides exist are the same reason that recipes for food exist. Like, sure, you may have the ingredients, but here's a great way to put them together that you may not have thought of. Instead of just haphazardly fucking throwing eggs on the wall like fucking Synthetic Man does whenever he's hungry.
I thought you were going to say how to basic.
All right, here's the Adolf Klittler. Thank you, sir. Guys, I don't care what you think. I'm bad. That's why I made this video where I cry, piss, shit, and come over the fact that you think I suck. This guy is like a bad parody of what SJW publications and gaming figureheads think average gamers are. His arguments are juvenile at best. This is really silly to say that, you're in your own bubble. You don't understand me who's played the game at the hardest or the penultimate difficulty. And I did all these things. There's no tutorials, even though there is. Like, he's making mistakes as he goes, not just with his arguments.
And then there's Charlatan Wonder, who probably played on easy mode.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You're not going to get...
Played on easy mode with the Sentinel armor on.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's a combination of bad takes and bad arguments.
Bad takes.
I mean, what I tell you? This is basically Charlatan Wonder and Dean Takahashi put together. It's like a lot of some of what you guys are saying is literally giving me flashbacks to that first Doom Eternal Smudcast.
That was
and it
pretty
gets
bad.
worse.
It does? Oh dear.
And
I told you, DSP rears his ugly head eventually.
Yeah, the DSP part of this video, yes.
Also, fun fact: people in his streams, they call him DSP's younger brother sometimes.
Does he also live in Seattle?
No.
I would be surprised.
All right, let's keep going.
For any of you who have some sort of sand. Again, it's like you're training to be speedrunners. That's why you guys were so butthurt about the speedrunner.
I don't know why he makes
that. Because that's
that.
what you are. You're wasting your time to beat a game better, not because it's fun, but because of sunk cost fallacy.
Well, what's wrong with trying to improve yourself?
How do you know it's not fun? If they're playing the game...
You never given it a chance, my guy.
So he just said sunk cost fallacy. That's the buyer's remorse sort of attitude where you get something for a certain amount of money or time, and you just keep putting more time and money into something, hoping you get a higher return, and you don't. And that's
what about the fucking telepathy fallacy he just committed by telling everyone he knows how they fucking think about this game they play?
Wait, how is that in relation to speedrunners anyway?
I don't know.
Nothing.
It's just a matter of getting better at the game that you like.
Because the speedrunners keep going at it. They keep getting smaller and smaller times, and they get more records.
Yeah, the speedrunners are for passing a game as fast as possible, whereas the hardcore Doom players are how efficient can I be at winning a level, not to finish the game in a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
You said it right there. It's a matter of efficiency.
Yeah.
Yeah, for different purposes, though. That's what I mean. Like it's
No. Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You've already wasted so much time getting better at a game that you convinced yourself it's fun to do the same exact thing over and over again, because it's not a multiplayer game. There's no unique experiences. All the spawns...
Okay, it's not a multiplayer game, except for the multiplayer that you can do.
And second, you're using the wrong gun to shoot that shield. What the fuck are you doing?
Also, the multiplayer feature we were gonna have that they never put in.
Yeah, the Dark Souls thing they hyped up.
No, not the invasion mechanic.
Well,
I forgot all about that.
This is another argument fallacy. He's trying to characterize his opponent into saying, well, you're this and that. You're not what I am. I'm up over here and you're down there, making these silly arguments. It's like your argument's even worse when you're addressing...
He does seem to be equating speedrunning with skill, when one could argue speedrunning is just memorization, whereas skill is a whole other echelon altogether.
Well, it does take some skill, I would say, for, like, because you have to have some skill in order to be a speedrunner.
Well, it's patience of skill.
It's a combination of exploits and knowing what to do in a certain situation to keep going to the next level, whereas fighting efficiently and being good at the game is purely about tactics. So it's not about time. It's about knowing what to do. You could be an amazing tactician and just take all the time you want. So there's nothing wrong with that. But he's equating his arguments, or he's characterizing the arguments in a certain way, which is guessing at best. Like, I don't know what he's trying to say here.
He's apparently Professor X because he can read everyone's mind and know exactly what they're thinking.
Because it's not a multiplayer game, therefore bad? It's like, that's not...
But it has multiplayer, though, so he's objectively wrong.
Okay.
This is all just like a roundabout way of being like, it doesn't matter. You guys are just dumb for criticizing my gameplay because it doesn't matter if you're good at a game or not, or something.
Yeah, he should have started off saying, yeah, I'm not the best player. I'm definitely not the best player. You can watch my streams. I die a lot. Whatever the self-deprecating humor he wants to give himself.
You're also asking a lot from this guy.
Okay,
also,
so
yeah.
Why are you doing reviews for a game when you're not good at it?
That's the Dean Takahashi part.
You cannot give a proper review if you're a bad. If the game's fundamentally broken, that's a different story. If you're just shit at it, then don't give a review, because your review is going to sway people's opinions into thinking that this perfectly well-constructed game is shit.
There's definitely a fine line between being good at the genre. So if he was like a good FPSer and he was bad at Doom Eternal, then it's like, okay, I like his opinion when like he talks about Unreal or Quake or whatever, but why does he suck so much at this game? Like, there has to be a reason, and you could analyze that reason by looking at his gameplay. But in general, it's like, okay, yeah, you should probably not analyze a genre or a game of a genre you're just not good at. So there is a problem with that as a general rule. It's a kind of like not being an expert at wine and asking to be a sommelier. It doesn't make any sense. Why would you ask someone to do that? So anyway, let's keep going. Here's the Dark Seraph. I missed your super chat there. Echo Chamber, something lost in his own irony. Yes, he is. Well, I wouldn't say he's in an echo chamber. His perspective is so biased that he's not considering alternate opinions and accepting the fact that, hey, maybe I'm not the best player in the room, and maybe I have to own that fact that, yeah, I do die a lot. This game is probably not to my taste, and I don't expect this guy to be good at every game he plays. Like, I don't think anyone is for everything they play. So realizing your limits and your tastes are very important to formulate a criteria of analysis. So when you say things like, I don't like Doom Eternal, it's like, why? Give us reasons. Just give us the reasons why you don't like it, outside of us watching your gameplay and watching you suck. That's not a very compelling argument. So,
like, for me, I don't really like The Witcher, and it's not a bad game. I'm just not a fan of, like, deep fantasy
Sure.
like the Witcher is. But I will say this: the game is good, and anyone has never played The Witcher 3, go play it. If you're into like deep fantasy, that's a game for you. But it wasn't for me. So
Oh yeah,
same. Like I have to say that same. Like completely the same opinion on The Witcher 3. Like I can completely understand like the technical marvel that it is, but like otherwise it just wasn't my thing. But
yeah, and the great thing
cool
about
stuff.
The Witcher is it's a trilogy, and it starts off really broken and bad. The second one says, "Oh, we're serious now. We know what we're doing. We fixed the bugs. Here's some multiple choice gameplay and storytelling." And then the third one is just this incredible improvement on everything. So
my favorite thing about The Witcher is just the monster and creatures, since I always like to draw weird monster and creatures. So
My favorite thing about The Witcher 3 is that when you run into any of the guards, they'll sometimes have a reaction like, "Oh," but they'll just like stare at you silently for a half a second and then go, "Fuck."
I've never played it. So they're remaking the first one.
One of my favorite. So what you need to do is when you go, there's a little island of not Irish people called Skellige. Go there. There's a thing called the Hornwall horn. You can pick that up, and then you just go run around and just start blowing it at people. It's one of the most fun things. I just run into people and make them while I'm just with the fucking horn in their face. It's great. It does nothing to progress the story. I just like annoying people in the game. It's fucking amazing.
yeah.
all right.
Doing the same thing over no reason. So yes, comparing you to speedrunners is
For
pretty
no
fucking
reason.
ass. And I guarantee if I watched all of your faces while you played the game, they would be as soulless and expressionless.
This is great if you ever
That's
watch
called
one
concentrating, you idiot.
Yeah.
I was just about to say it's concentrating. What do you want them to do? Have like cum face expression? Like, come on.
Dude, you're gonna see the same, relatively the same thing on GDQ with any of the major speedruns that they do.
How dare you call bears dispassionate? I'm gonna fucking strangle this motherfucker.
Like, synthetic man. How does anybody get good at anything? They do the thing over and over and over and over again for a long time until they're better at it than when they started.
Yeah, they hyper focus on it.
Well,
he looks way too laid back to be taking games seriously.
It's just if you watch any of his recent streams, he has no right to talk here about stone-faced individuals.
It's kind of silly because if you look at the professional players like League of Legends or Street Fighter, there's Faker, was it Daigo? These guys are, well, I don't know if they're all South Korean, but they are stone-faced. They are just like so focused. And
wait, Daigo?
Is it Daigo? Yeah.
Daigo Mahara? He's Japanese.
Oh, yeah? Umehara. Yeah, you got it. Yeah. Like
Daigo Mahara, Takedo, all those guys.
They are so, and they do amazing things. You see their face, like no emotion. They're just like, done. Yep. Because they're like machines. They've done it so many times. They know exactly what to do. And that's any profession where you're an expert.
Yeah, like you're focusing on the thing, and then if you achieve victory or defeat, that's when your emotions come in.
Yep.
Not in the middle.
Do your victory dance because you're a professional.
Not in the moment. Yeah, not in the moment. After the fact, it's like, what do you think? Takedo is always the one when he gets that raging demon to end the whole damn thing. He just does the Akuma thing right at the end, with back facing everyone.
Yeah. So the argument that you should be you should be having emotion watching a movie, playing a game when it's really intense and hardcore. It's like, no. When I'm reading a really complicated book, I don't start getting emotional. When I start watching a really cool scene or dramatic scene, I might tear up, but I'm also trying to keep it together because I want to focus on why is the character so emotional? Why does he care so much about this scene? Not, did it make me feel something? That's not, this is not some weird analytical thing where I have this fugue state where my brain just shuts off all drama. It's because I'm listening. I'm paying attention. I was like, oh, this is why this person cares. This is their plot. This is what they want. So whether it's drama or technical elements of a game, This is where we have to take a step back and learn to blink because we focus too much.
Yeah.
Take a break, go for a walk, whatever, do a few push-ups, whatever it takes, and say, okay, yeah, I'm focusing too much. This is not good. I'm losing. I'm not learning my lesson, or I'm not getting the outcome I want. So I don't know what angle he's taking with this. It's a silly thing to say. It's the same argument. Well, if this horror film is not making me scared, it's a bad horror film.
Yeah, you're not screaming, so you're not scared.
Okay, first off, if he makes that argument one of these days and it's the Blair Witch Project, I'm gonna tell you, fuck you. That movie was good, and if you think it's bad because it didn't scare you, go watch some good horror movies. Aliens, The Thing, or if you want good horror games, SCP Containment Breach, Soma, Amnesia: The Dark
System
Descent.
Shock, just recently came.
Well, I've never
the
played
remake.
it, but
Yes.
yeah.
And I think
The remake is actually good, guys.
I think
there's a remake that's actually good.
I think this boils
System
down
Shock?
to FPSs are just not his thing. I just think that's what it boils down to, because he's not liking the intensity and the challenge and all there's all kinds of weapons, all kinds of techniques in Doom Eternal to learn, let alone master. But you have to know how to use your entire arsenal, how to dash. The jumping in the air was really wild. That was really cool when you're flying across a map. So, and he says he's passed it on Nightmare. I'm like, okay, is this not your thing then? And why is that? And he's not giving a criteria. This is the problem I have so far, is that he's saying, you guys are attacking me for this or that, even though I'm really good. It's like, you're not really good. Your arguments are belittling the other opponent, not actually addressing their arguments. You're equating speedrunning with skill, or skill in general, and it's not how you do it. Just address like he had one comment on the screen. It's like, and you hearted. It's like, great, address that. That seems viable. Use it. But we got 15 more minutes.
So Rusty said in the DMs that platforming themselves. Well, I'm probably gonna butcher this reading, but this is basically what he said. I will post that in the thing.
Rusty is like in his chat in his streams and says he's talked about how he plays the algorithm game and makes like clickbaity drama focused titles sometimes.
Well, that's most of the YouTubers we cover, so it's nothing new to us. All right. Well, 5 minutes in. I don't know if we're going to keep going. This seems kind of slow, but
okay, it gets worse.
No.
I see the chat. Soma is not a horror game. It is. I don't know why anyone thinks it's not. It is.
Wait, what game?
Soma.
Oh yeah, it is. I don't know what the big deal on that though. It is.
Joseph Anderson did that. He reviewed Soma, and he had an infamous review of it because at one point he outright says it's not a horror game because it didn't scare me.
That's the video I was referring to. Yeah.
Like, I'm the horror expert, and I gotta say, your opinion sucks if that's what you think.
I know people who watched the Blair Witch, and I watched as well. I had a natural reaction, but I wasn't scared. I was agitated and tense, but I wasn't scared. And the people I went to see the film with, they said, "Yeah, it's not for me. I didn't really care. They were bored. Like, they were just like, what is this dumb film?" They didn't understand it. It wasn't for them. And I get that vibe from Synthetic Man, and he's giving the opinion of his experience of going, it's repetitive, I don't like it, it's this, you just do that, and you go to the next enemy. It's like, okay, again, that's fair. Not your thing. But you can't say this hardcore game, which is hard to master, and the fans who like it don't get it. You're not addressing their understanding and their professional experience, which he does not have. And
also, I know you were joking. I'm just poking fun. Sorry, it didn't execute very well.
Okay, here is System Cock 2. All right.
Oh my god.
I rather like the game. I would appreciate an insult. Anyway, I don't watch his streams and never will, so I'm curious, does Synthman beg for tips? Does he e-beg at all? Because if so, then he would be a skinnier, more effeminate sounding DSP. Has he ever been fleeced for 5,000 spark plugs like Phil has? I have to know.
I don't think he does. But what I do know is that Axon Zero said it. That Synthman's played Dragon's Dogma 10 times on stream. 10.
What is that game?
Dragon's Dogma.
Awesome.
The game that just got a sequel announced.
About the drama thing, he did do something recently where he covered the PlayStation Showcase and he had a title saying the PlayStation Showcase was
it was almost terrible?
Because the exact title was almost terrible, and then he changed the title like a day later.
The almost was because of Dragon's Dogma 2 finally being announced.
I'm trying to
find
just
that's just annoys me because
that was the reason, right, Ga?
He said in his stream on it that this showcase, I'm gonna say this showcase sucks if Dragon's Dogma 2 isn't announced, and then it was announced, and then he had the title, and then he changed it.
Let me guess, it was announced right after he said that.
Like an hour later.
Oh no, okay.
By the way, I'm on his channel, and he came out with a video saying Tears of the Kingdom is not a masterpiece.
I was gonna mention that earlier because he ended up uploading that at the exact same time Smut posted the Watch Together link.
Oh.
Cosmic coincidence, I guess.
Right.
Didn't sorry. We'll just go on.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Are so dopamine fried that this is the only way that it can stimulate you with this incredibly fast, challenging experience. And it's like, it's essentially just the worst part of the Souls fan base is the Doom Eternal fan base.
What?
You guys are making people...
Is that true?
Wait. The worst part of one fan base is another fan base?
What?
I don't even know what that means.
Let's just go. Let's just keep going.
That was
does not compute. We'll just keep going.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That just caught me off guard. What the hell?
Who like the game casually look bad. And you will lead to the destruction of your own favorite franchise because you're going to make it cater more and more to a smaller crowd each time. The more elitist and hardcore people.
What?
It's just so pointless. I mean, really.
Wait a second. That's like saying this chocolate ice cream is too chocolatey. You got to put some vanilla in there so more people can appreciate it.
Oh my god.
That's like saying soccer is too much like soccer. Let's put some American football in there and make it appeal to the Western world more.
I mean, that's true.
Also, the game looks fantastic. What are you talking about? This is like the best looking game I've ever seen in my life.
This is like the quintessential top of the line FPS. Oh, it's too much of an FPS. We got to put some platforming elements.
Fucking Doom is too much of a first person shooter. What? Like, did you want it to be an RTS?
Yeah, this is the dumbest. Like, oh, it's too much of one genre. Let's put another genre in there. So
Bears don't give them ideas because Halo has RTSs and they suck.
Like, you could make the argument for this is too much of an FPS. It should have some third-person shooter elements, or it should have some RPG elements, which it already has. But
I don't want an over-the-shoulder Doom.
Yeah, I know it's not exactly. It's in the same ballpark, but there's still two different genres.
If I want over the shoulder, I'll just mod this game.
If you can, that is.
No, it does exist.
Oh,
but why?
It just zooms the camera out from your actual position, and it gives you like the multiplayer Doomslayer model and animations.
But why?
Well, either way,
I don't know, but it exists.
Either way, this argument is a dilution of the thing and the reason why players bought the game. And to say, oh, it's too much in one direction is belittling to the fan base who actually bought the game for that exact reason. Now, if there was an argument to be made like, oh, the story is not fleshed out enough, it needs more storytelling, it needs better cinematics, it needs better voice acting, you could probably make that with proper arguments and giving examples. You can do that. But he's saying a genre. He's saying the thing it is designed to be for is too much in that direction, which if you can go further with Doom or Quake or whatever is like the quintessential hardcore FPS, I want you to go further. I want the creators to make the best, the most hardcore FPS experience. I want to see that.
It's stylistically designed to be that way, but we can reduce the effects of it.
Yeah, so for him to make the argument, well, it's not, it's just not going to appeal to everyone. It's like it's not supposed to.
It's for a certain demographic. Like, if you're not that demographic, then shut the fuck up.
Like, what's the argument? I want a casual FPS experience. Like, what is that? How does that work? You could definitely find a game like that, but it's not Doom.
It's called Call of Duty.
Oh yeah, probably yeah.
Like, if you're into slow, boring, not challenging gameplay multiplayer, go play Call of Duty. It didn't used to be like that, but now it is. So go play that.
Really, imagine your fighting game that is only to get better fighting bots. That's what this is. Another thing that you fanboys fail to understand, and I want you to be honest with me, which of course you won't, but let's pretend for a moment you're going to be honest with me. How many times have you played Doom Eternal? If it's more than 2, then you've played the game significantly more than I have.
What?
And so of course you're better than me at the game. If the answer is only 2, and you've watched a bunch of YouTube guides by...
Is he a casual?
He probably...
Really? You don't say!
He's playing a hardcore game. I've only played it twice. Like, it's a hardcore game. You should be playing it like...
Also, I can think of another example of a game that basically does what Doom Eternal does, but it's not a shooter. Arkham.
Okay.
I've never played Arkham.
The Arkham series.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of skill there, too, on the higher difficulties.
Yep.
Especially Arkham Knight.
I mean, I'd compare it to an hack and slash.
It's basically that same mentality that Doom Eternal does with its own thing. It's that same thing. You have plenty. You have a big arsenal. You have a lot of different kinds of enemies. There's plenty of skill to get the most efficient, I would say, for lack of a better term, combo out of it possible. Combo doesn't apply to Doom Eternal, but you get my point.
If I want to be generally honest, like, for me, I played, like, Sonic Generation multiple times to the point where I can just press the boost button and dodge every obstacle in the game because I played it so much that I know where everything is and I can just speed boost through everything and, you know, get a perfect S every time I finish a round.
Yeah, Sonic and Arkham do pretty much this same thing, obviously within their own genres, but it's that same mentality of getting better at it.
Right.
All right, here is Fly Me.
So this is nothing new.
Here's Fly Me to the Spoon. Thank you. The way Synth talks about this game reminds me of the way Dovin Hattie talks about non-Jews in his Israel Unbiased History. Only different is that Dovin Adi or Hattie was being satirical and was funny. God Synth is so dumb, it makes my head hurt. Who let him cook? You know, if you're going to make the argument, I've only played a game twice and it's a hardcore game, you're probably not in the right mind and experience to talk about the game.
I think this guy just needs to go play Minecraft if he's not able to play hard games.
Most of his, because he
you
goes.
Know this motherfucker would waste all of his diamonds making hoes. You know he would do that.
I hope he wouldn't, because for fuck's sake, man.
He goes after Efap after that whole thing that happened, and he like criticized them, Mahler and them as being like just casuals focusing on mainstream games, and it's just like if you go by his own videos, he mostly just covers. I mean, he's got like a few like retro games, like old PS2 games, and like an indie game rarely, but most of his videos are on the next main thing.
Even if you do that, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, it's just he's criticizing people for what he like. Kind of, you could argue for what he does.
All right. Well,
yeah.
It's a bad take to say that, and to say that as a defense is silly. So, Anyway, here's Legacy. Notice he said 2, but corrected himself with twice. Just grammar. It's fine. I don't care.
I mean, yeah.
Anyway.
How about he corrects his gameplay to where it's not shit?
Wait, Ginga, did we pass the moment where he's like, he complains the really bad moment?
Well, you've been covering this video longer than I was, so I don't know.
Well, I just like the DSP gameplay moment that it might be okay. It's coming up, I think.
All right.
I mean, this man
think
has
it is,
already shot walls and open air a couple times that I've counted.
All right.
Like, about how
Under the
mechanics
mail?
work. Big reason you're better than me. Why should I have done either of those things just to review DLC for a video game? Name one other video game in existence where you have to play the game multiple times to be good enough to play it on.
Again,
every game, you have to play them to understand the mechanics if you want to go to the harder level. Every game.
Like how
All
many
of them.
games? How many games have the hardest mode locked away till you beat it once?
Like, unless you're talking about a game that has no difficulty setting.
I was going to
Okay,
say
it's like-
every Capcom game. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you said Devil May Cry, Ninja Gaiden does that. The new
Gaiden,
Resident
for
Evils
fuck's
do
sake.
that. Oh,
Again, and I believe Arkham as well, like I mentioned earlier.
I mean, you have to understand the game mechanics and the game itself to get good. If you do not understand the game, it doesn't matter what it is, then you're not going to get good and you're not going to proceed.
Yeah, you could argue any game where you can't proceed, you have to learn to beat that stage or beat that boss. So yeah, it's any game.
And I will address Minecraft. And I know that sounds so stupid, but even with Minecraft, you have to get good in order to do shit in that game.
I'd also argue about playing the game more than once. Like the even old school FPS games, because of all the secrets and tricks they had.
Mm-hmm.
Like playing them on normal difficulty, and then you know where all the secrets are and the power-ups are, and it makes it like harder difficulties easier too.
Hell, even Greek God of War, which Synthman praised so much during the Efap disaster.
Yeah, God of War 1, that lock you have to beat it on hard, right, to get tight.
I think most of the old God of War games, at least the trilogy, did that.
Yeah.
Didn't Legend of Zelda did that? Like the old
No, Zelda has no difficulty setting.
Well, I meant like secrets and whatnot.
Well, so yeah, but the entire gameplay loop of any given Zelda game is pretty much set in stone. It's just a matter of the order that you go at it.
All right.
Okay.
You know, even the hardest difficulty. I can't even think of a game where you have to beat it multiple times just to have a chance to win effectively at the highest difficulty to appease try-hard fanboys. And I'm not going to take back anything I said about you people wasting your time, because you are. And obviously you've all come to terms with that because you're having fun.
Yes, we're having fun.
Getting better at a game like this doesn't have to be to appease others. Where did you get that from?
Have you ever played a game in your life and just played it so much and you were just having fun? I know I did with Sonic Generation back then.
This goes back to some of the game theories when I went to school for. We talk about the 4 basic types of game players. There's the achievers, the socializers, the explorers, and the killers. Now, he could be saying to him, he just wants to pass the game. He just wants to achieve a certain title and say, I've done it. I could walk away. It's not my thing. Like I ran the marathon. I did the training. I didn't do very well, but I passed it. I could say I did the Boston Marathon, whatever. Like, that's his mentality. The killers, the guys who actually want to get good, because that's the nature of the gameplay of Doom, are saying you're playing the game wrong. You're missing. You're not getting better. You're not improving. You just want to pass the game and call it a day. Whereas people who like the thing, who want to play it more than twice, saying you need to learn. You need to practice. As this is pretty much anything in life, really, whether you're playing a game or working at a job or working out or whatever, you have to keep at it. And he does not have that mentality, and he does not take pleasure or enjoyment out of being in that mode of the killer mentality. He's just an achiever. I've got it over with, and I'm done. And then he's arguing, oh, there's no multiplayer. I can't socialize.
He's not passionate about it. That's the thing.
He's not interested in that kind of game. Yeah.
Like if you're not passionate about something, then you're not going to stick with it.
It feels like if he only made 2 videos, it feels like this is just a thing he needed to do to make a YouTube video about it.
Yeah, that's what Rusty says.
Yeah. I would drink alcohol watching this, but I can't. I'm drinking coffee at this point.
Okay.
Again, it's like getting better at a game doesn't have to automatically mean that it leads to self-aggrandizement.
Time out. Did you just say you can't mix caffeine and alcohol?
How about the stout?
I'm drinking coffee. I would drink alcohol, but I'm supposed to stay off of it, and I'm just drinking coffee.
All right,
that just sounds like someone's trying to keep you from having a good time, my friend.
Well, it's a long story, but anyway.
That could
anyway.
Alcoholism is objectively good.
That could be a doctor. Let's leave alone. Okay.
Like, the fucking doctor. Well, the doctor said I can't have fun. Okay.
Okay.
Leave him alone, bears. We're all different.
All right.
Anyway.
The doctor said we gotta get the fucking coof vaccines too. Don't listen to him. Drink.
All right.
Have some alcohol.
Anyway, moving on.
Fuck them. Fuck the medical staff.
The suggestions of individual panelists on the Smudcast do not reflect everyone else on this one.
You need to be at least 21 years old. Otherwise, just go.
No, fuck that.
Life lesson, everyone. Shut up and just drink.
Absolutely.
All right.
Also, I gotta be 21. That's fucking bullshit too. If you can join up for the Marine Corps to go die overseas, you can have some fucking alcohol. Fuck
Anyway.
Addiction. Because if you've ever... And I'm not even going to count GDQ, because all of them are degenerates. But if you just count normal speedrunners...
Something we can
look at
agree
their
on,
face
finally.
While they're playing the game. Do they look like they're having fun?
That is called
of course they're not,
concentration.
because they've played the game like 1,000
Okay,
times.
I gotta
they know exactly
get a
what's going to
screenshot.
happen. They've done the same thing over and over again, just to beat us slightly faster, because their dopamine receptors are fried.
What?
And so...
What are you talking? What? They're dopamine.
It's not for the dopamine. It's a matter of keeping your standing in the record.
Where did he get this? Is he studying Psychology 101 or what is he doing?
No, he heard the word dopamine one time.
Stop. Listen, I'm the autistic one. Stop using words that makes you sound smart.
I've heard this before from people who were addicted to gaming or addicted to something, and they talk about the dopamine hit you get when you get excited, and how it's a decreasing returns based on doing the same thing over and over again. Like you go on a roller coaster, and you get excited for the first time, and then you get diminishing returns as you go on it multiple times. Not with
games. Well, not with games like this though.
It's a Twitch game. It's a very fast acting game. You're right, but that is not an excuse to have some weird life philosophy. Well, you have to keep finding the next dopamine hit. Like go touch grass, go for a walk, go do this. It's like, okay, yeah, I do that as well. I do go for walks and I do exercise and I do have my afternoon tea and all that good stuff for your body, but I'm not some weird, there's those people who like get all this medicine and nutrients and supplements, and I'm not one of those guys. I'm not seeking some neurotransmitter hit to keep my whatever receptors firing. I don't care. I'm going to read this book all the way. I'm going to watch this movie all the way. I'm going to play this game all the way. And you could say that's an achievement or mentality, but that's just also me wanting to know what happens next, or wanting to get good, or wanting to learn how to do something well. So I don't think people who are bodybuilders or exercise fanatics are doing it because it makes them feel amazing. It's a discipline. It is a calling in their spirit that says, I'm going to do this. I'm going to, finish my project, whatever the project is. I'm going to do that extra 10 laps around the block. It's a personal thing. So I don't like this sort of pseudoscience understanding of using hormones and neurotransmitters as some sort of, oh, I'm doing it for the GABA response, or I'm doing it for, the intermittent fasting hunger response or whatever. It's like, no, you do it because that's what you want to do.
Like, if you need some kind of fucking dopamine, just go watch porn or hashtag shut up and just drink.
Yes.
Okay.
Like,
Yep.
Let's not go back to that.
Pull up, drank.
All right.
Headshot.
Take a
drank.
sip every single time.
Play Doom Eternal, drank.
Yeah, he said
Bears, how would
dopamine
you-
3 times already. Yeah.
I mean,
Bears, how would you rate his gameplay so far?
0.
0.
Well, okay, if we have a...
But Charlatan Wonder was already a 0.
oh, jeez.
This is also a 0.
If we have a bingo card, you got to put like dopamine, speedrunner.
Woke. Put woke.
Yeah, has he said that yet? I don't remember him saying that.
Well, in a lot of other videos.
Okay. Like it's this
I need
weird excuse definition he's making.
I need my queer dopamine.
Oh, God.
Or yours. Or not. And it's time to just fucking go cold turkey, dude. Stop playing Doom Eternal. Stop playing any shooters. Play like an action RPG, a hack and slash, a platformer.
What if I
wrong with
like
you,
playing
strategy game.
shooters?
Play literally anything else for a while. And then
Why?
come back to shooters, and you'll...
Why does
No,
he hate
why?
shooters so much?
Why?
There's so much hate in him.
Because
How
there's
about-
single-player fighting games, like hack and slashes and all the other stuff you just mentioned.
Or, better yet, how about you go play your fucking game, and I go play my fucking game, which is Doom Eternal. If you do not like the idea that I do that, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself.
Is this all because you want to get a different dopamine hit because you're changing your mode of entertainment? And
No, there's no
drug addict.
dopamine. There's no dopamine. The dopamine only happens when you play Doom Eternal. Therefore, bad.
Oh, God.
good time again instead of this. But again, that's just another opinion you people probably won't be able to handle. I don't really care what you do either way.
What?
What the fuck was that?
I can't handle your...
How did you miss the fucking zombies?
Okay, wait, slow down. We can't handle his ignorant understanding of neurology in relation to games or gaming. And his solution is to go play other games and go do something else, and then come back to FPSs.
Plus, who gives you the right to tell people what they should think? Shouldn't they do that on their own?
I don't know. This is weird. This is a weird response. It's like, hey, go do something else so you can get a dopamine hit playing Doom again.
Look,
What does that even mean?
he's basically a drug addict at this point. He just needs all the vibes.
No, he's a subjectivist because he's saying, I need feeling. I need to feel something. So instead of doing something completely different, like working at your job or exercising or sleeping or whatever, go play another game. Go change your way of playing games. It's like, why?
I want to feel good too, but if the product or something I'm working on is crap, I can't enjoy as much, which is why I can't even watch Forrest Gump because of how good it is, and it just makes me cry. I can't watch it.
Right. In this case,
Yeah, that poor man
in this case, he's
I know.
saying,
taking in that fucking horror after he made some money.
oh my God. Well, in this case, I go back
Truly.
to the
At
four,
least she dies.
the four
Yes.
archetypes of the gamer. He's saying, stop being a killer gamer. Go to be an explorer gamer or an achiever gamer, or just become a different mode of gamer playing, and then you can go back to being a killer. It's like some people
what if I
don't like
don't
those. Some people just like being explorers or just like being socializers. You can't just tell them, stop liking the thing you like because I believe in neurology or something.
Right.
GDQ, it's GDQ's fault.
Like, I don't think I can stop you guys from liking what you like because
Right.
that's what you like, and if that person does not like it, well, go fuck off. I mean, we don't care what you like,
Yeah, he might be
Just-
making an argument to elitism because the people who are good at the game are elite, and they're saying, "Hey, you're not like us. In order to understand our appreciation and enjoyment of this challenging experience, you have to get to our level, which is basically any professional gamer or any professional sport. It's like, yeah, there's reasons why they're there. And so the next man's like, I don't like it. You should be more like me. It's like, no.
Which is an elitist statement.
The
what you like is inferior to the thing I like.
Of
Be like me, that way you are superior.
It's an elitist mediocrity because he's saying, I'm in this class, my own. Why aren't you with me? It's like, why would we? There's no reason to.
I mean, there's things I like and people don't like that I like. They never tried to stop me for liking the thing. It's like, just...
Yeah, it's a very strange take of elite. I would say elitist fanboyism of his flavor of skill, which is not as high as it could be, of course.
Which is non-existent.
All right.
In particular.
Oh, here we go.
One that
Why did you
where I got stun locked to death by an arch
Here we
file.
go.
Let me state that again. Stun locked to death. People
Move!
to nitpick that
Get
and
out
say
of the
I was
way.
walking up to an arch file with a shotgun rather
Yes, you stood in a corner and just waited for death.
That part always annoys me. You have a jump button. Press jump. You have double jump. Move, move, move!
I told you it was
How-
going to be Charlatan
You
Wonder
can
again.
jump, and you can dash, and you can meat hook. You did none of those things. You fucking stood in a corner and goat seed and got surprised you got fucked in the ass.
Oh my god.
And it gets worse.
I know.
rather than using grappling hook or any ranged weapon. Bad game design. Proceeds to walk face first into a mancubus. First of all, those are just failures of awareness on my part.
So
okay, so you admit it's your fault then.
And how was it? How were you stun locked? It was
I
your
didn't
fault.
know where that arch file was, and that's not my problem. My problem is I
didn't know where the arch file was. There's a bunch of fire happening over here in front of my face. Maybe that's a clue.
How could losing be not your problem? I don't understand.
Because he plays those games where it gives you. I'm assuming he plays a lot of Call of Duty where there's no challenge. You just win, win, win.
Yeah, but he's saying it's not my fault the game beat me.
It is his fault.
That's like
that the
saying
game
I'm
beat him.
playing a game of chess. It's like it's not my fault I lost.
It is your fault.
Like, it's not my fault I shoved my king up my nose.
It's not my fault that I can't bang a girl.
Okay, well, this
you just got a drink, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, just drink.
This is
Absolutely.
getting dumb. This is getting like he's stepping over himself. He's not even aware that he's fallen flat in his face.
My guy, this isn't Skyrim. You didn't fall through the map, okay? You stood there and let them kill you.
Mm-hmm.
We saw it happen.
Okay.
turn left, see an arch vial, have about half a second at most to react before he shoots fire and instantly kills me. Like, my reaction speed is not the best in the world, I'll admit that. I'm not like a god gamer, and I'll never claim to be. That being said, I'm willing to beat my head against a wall to beat a particularly hard part, because normally I find that fun. Doom Eternal, though, again, unless you are literally watching YouTube guides on mechanics and weapon combinations, the average player is not going to be able to beat this shit at all, no matter how hard he tries. And I just think that's bad design.
Really? The average player, no matter how hard they try, will never beat a video game. Are you serious right now?
The average player, no matter how hard they try, will never be able to figure out how to push the dash button and get away from death in a corner.
You know,
unlike me.
The artists that practice for years and years, you know what? Fuck them. Fuck them.
They'll never get any better.
No, they won't.
I mean, I rat to play Doom.
I mean, hey, I wasted my time drawing my entire life. I can't. I should just take his advice.
Your imagination will never fire in a different direction. You'll never try a different tactic. You'll never try a different weapon. You'll never approach the problem at a different angle. It's like, nope, you just impossible.
It's impossible, guys. Just accept your fate.
Not for the rat.
In a single player game.
Right.
F in the chat for the rat that knows how to play Doom.
Yeah.
But by the way,
it was Doom 2. They taught a rat to play Doom 2.
I just
What?
checked the Steam achievements of like how many people from Steam who bought the game, okay, beaten the Icon of Sin. 33% of them, and like it's in the millions of sales. So I think the average gamer can get through this game.
Yeah.
It sounds like a game that's easy to play, hard to master.
Yes.
Like
Yeah. That's a good description. Yeah.
Anyway.
No reason you should ever have mechanics work for a single
You
player
don't!
game.
And show
If it's
you
for
how
a
they work
multiplayer
in the game.
That's fine. I get it, because people are going to do whatever it takes to be the best. But you have nothing to prove to anybody getting better at Doom Eternal. That's the thing I don't get. And yet,
That's like anything you do in life.
Maybe you want to prove it to yourself.
Right. Like, first off, I don't need to prove to anyone of how good at a game I am. I just need to basically prove to myself that I can beat this, I can accomplish it, and then once I do, I feel great about myself. It's telling me that I can accomplish anything if I put my fucking mind to it.
This is like saying when you get old in your age and you have a garden, like no one's going to care that you made a garden. It's like that's not the point of raising crops or flowers or whatever reason you have a garden. That's your own reason for doing that activity, that you take some enjoyment. And even though you know all that stuff is going to die the next season, you do it anyway because you like it. So what's the point of reading books? No one's going to respect you for reading books, or no one's going to respect you for playing video games. Like, what? Should I care?
Okay. It's major league book reading.
I mean,
Those
the same
speedrunners and books.
Speed
Book
readers.
speedrunners. Absolutely.
it's the same argument as, why are you going to the gym every day? You're not impressing everyone. It's like, maybe he just does it because that's his hobby. He just likes to work out, you know? Everyone has that thing that they like to do.
Maybe,
like for me,
maybe he gets a dopamine hit every time he kills a bad guy.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
I mean, for me, I like bowling. I know that's
Like
not for
and
everyone,
subscribe.
but you know, I take enjoyment out of that.
Like bowling is the best sport because you can eat nachos in the middle of playing it.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's not as complex as like I would say basketball, where you have a lot of energy, but it's like, you know, bowling is just a thing I just like to do every once in a while.
So yeah, we have our own hobbies, and we don't care what other people think about them. Okay, gaming happens to be one of them. All right, dude.
Art, gaming, making videos, you know, anything could be a hobby, regardless if you're passionate about it or not.
This
it's
is
still a hobby.
But this is a really bad take, because he's insulting people in not just for the FPS genre, but just people who play games. Because he could have been playing any game here and he wasn't good at, and he says, "Well, what's the point of being good at RTSs? You're not impressing anyone."
How's like just his statement on name a game that you need to play multiple times to be? It's just that's like anyone who plays games knows that's just a weird statement.
Yeah, well, I don't know. We have grandmasters at chess. No one gives a shit. Okay.
Suck at chest.
it has such a manic circle jerk fan base.
What?
I knew that making this video, so I knew what the response was going to be. But it's just hilarious to see people scrounge at like the smallest little evidence that I'm bad at the game, and I'm not
The
bad
smallest
at the
little
game, but I'm not
evidence
as
that you're
good
bad at
as
the
these
game,
people.
that being your gameplay.
Right.
Like, we can see it happening, my guy.
If you
We can visually take in the information that you are not good at this game.
Well, that's just your subjective opinion.
No, he's about to die. I can see him about to die. 51 health. Like, flame belch, ready to go, not using it.
Has he ever used the flame Well,
I haven't seen
I
him use the
think I
flame
saw
belch.
that at all.
Single one.
No,
Yeah.
actually, I'm wrong. I saw him use the flame belch over a couple of enemies.
He used the
Are you
ice
sure
bomb.
he wasn't
and
stun locked?
he missed the ice bomb once. I know that.
He ice bombed the enemies that couldn't be ice bombed.
Ah, yes, the ultimate strategy.
But someone who's bad at the game literally could not beat it on Nightmare. You people are so skewed.
What? No,
in,
okay.
like, your crazy,
That was another
your
one.
crazy radicalized fan base. You know, that's
fuck you
propped
mean
up by
radicalized?
popular YouTuber.
The bad player can't
And-
beat the game at harder difficulty. Thank you for that.
And what
great
what
revelation.
difficulty are you? What difficulty are you on, sir? That'll explain a lot.
His exact statement is a bad player couldn't beat it on the hard difficulty. That's why it's the hard difficulty.
My guy, I'm already on nightmare mode, and I'm doing just as well than you. What does that say about you?
The person who's studying addition does not know how to do differential and integral calculus. Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
This is so. Yes, the hard thing cannot be done by people who don't do hard things. Okay, thank you.
That's bullshit, Smud.
Okay.
You're a speedrunner, damn it.
Hey, speedrunning New Vegas as we speak.
Smudboy the speedrunner.
Oh yeah.
No, Smudboy would be more
logic
of a,
I'm getting from this.
Smudboy would be more of a speed writer, because I think you write books, right?
I do right. Yes.
Okay, so next video, speed writing, go.
Go. Yeah. How fast can I write my next 12 chapter novel? Yeah.
Breakout nimble writer.
Yeah. All right, we're 10 minutes
Like
in.
new novel speed run, any % difficulty.
Yeah, he is getting really. He's digging himself deeper and deeper, and it's getting sad.
Let's see if he can get
Deeper?
a little bit out.
He's already in the depths of hell. How deeper can he dig?
Well, he's attacked entire genres. He attacked entire gameplay styles, like people who like challenging games. He's belittled the character of people who disagree with him, and he's attacked a guy who described his problem where he lost at the game from that enemy. He's doing very poorly if he's making an argument. He's attacking the character and not the argument of others. Anyway.
Of course. Generally, I don't even need to read some of these. I'll just put a few of them on screen that basically
You
said
wanna
the
pause
same
it?
thing.
Or-
Again, people think I shouldn't play on Nightmare unless I'm at some certain undefined skill level at the game.
Better than
But
what
if
you're
I can
doing.
beat
The
it,
nightmare level skill, maybe.
Better than what you're doing. Also, why are you doing the fucking cha-cha in front of a thing instead of switching to the plasma rifle and just killing that guy?
I didn't even. Can we play that?
I didn't even catch that.
Just go back 5 seconds.
All right, let's try again.
thing.
Oh, these comments.
Again,
Plays
people-
on Nightmare. Doesn't quick swap weapons. That's a good point.
Yes.
Absurdly difficult on Nightmare. Don't play the Nightmare. Yeah, don't play literally. Like, he doesn't count Ultra Nightmare as the highest. So wouldn't Nightmare be the highest? Don't play the highest difficulty from the onset.
If you want to be a bitch, just play the safer mode, but you're still a bitch.
People think I on Nightmare unless I'm at some certain undefined skill level at the game. But if I can beat it, even if it takes
The
a
fuck are
few
you
tries,
doing?
doesn't that mean I'm
What
good
are you
enough?
doing? And he fucking shot the
It
wall with the
really
rocket
defeats the
launcher!
point. If
God
you
damn
beat the
it!
game on the hardest difficulty.
I can't fucking... Ah! I can't deal with this guy. What the fuck was that? What was any of that?
Ow.
Stunning.
That was perfect. But yeah, what the hell is this guy doing? What the fuck? That's pretty much this video in a nutshell.
Yeah.
We could just have that sound play every time he finishes a sentence. It'd be like pretty accurate.
Oh,
So
What are you
fucking
doing?
God.
But just put it. It's like this is worse than the Charlatan Wonder one. At least he had the excuse of playing it the week after.
Did Dean Takahashi play? Oh, was that Doom?
Yeah, he did. We literally brought that up
Yeah.
during the Smud Talk on Doom Eternal. The one platforming section, like what, the third level? Dean Takahashi kept dying in that part.
Oh, no, that was Polygon. I did the 2016 one. Everyone made fun of.
Yeah, Dean Takahashi did Eternal. That's what I'm saying.
All right.
But Jesus Christ.
We're halfway done.
I'm feeling good. I don't know.
I'm feeling good, but not anymore.
I'm getting a lot of dopamine, I can tell you.
I think, guys, I don't actually remember. I don't actually remember what he brings. Okay, well, I do remember. At the last minute or so is a completely unrelated, like, talking about taking a break or something like that.
You know, I should draw Bear strangling this guy as a joke. As a joke. I know YouTube is...
In Minecraft.
Yeah.
Yes.
I should just draw Bear strangling the guy, just being like, "Get good!"
Absolutely. I'd be done with seeing that in Minecraft.
So there's technically only like 7 minutes left.
Oh, I already made like a meme of bears being the Doomslayer.
Oh,
And like
nice.
the fucking Jehovah's Witnesses guy comes in.
All right, we'll go for another 2 minutes and then we'll skip to the end. How's that?
I'm gonna post the memes.
Okay.
I think we can go further beyond.
Ultra Nightmare should be something stupid, or a lot of practice of just beating your head against the wall in the game. And I would never try Ultra Nightmare. That is there for the true elite people that I have no desire in becoming. There is no reason I should have to be at a certain skill level to talk about what I don't like about a game.
I hate this fight.
Just are not correlated.
I'm not the only one.
Because you wasted, hundreds of hours or whatever getting good at a game, again, does not make your opinion any more valid than mine. I still beat the same thing you beat that I'm talking about.
I mean, I think anyone who beat the game on Ultra Nightmare
and learning stupid mechanics that I think are exploits.
Okay, Guy, if you make a chair out of pallet wood and Elmer's glue, right? That's not the same as getting fucking redwood, like nice, like fucking old redwood, and carving the chair out of it. Oh, I made a chair just like you did. No, the fuck you did not.
Also,
these are clearly two different fucking kinds of chairs.
Rusty just said it's better to just laugh at a video anyway. The sound effects are a good addition. With the whole wah, wah, wah.
Well, obviously skill level, the better you are at something, you'll have more experience and understanding of the thing to make opinions. So this whole take of, well, I also beat the game is like, that doesn't mean you understood how to beat the game efficiently or how all the mechanics work, how the enemies and AI works, how the level design works in regard to tactics. That just means you manage not to die.
Right.
This is so silly. I can compare all these professional players of any sport and say, well, I could just talk to anyone in the professional league. They'll give me the same opinion. They also scored goals. It's like, oh, really? Okay. So Pele is just some guy that anyone could...
Yeah, he's just some dude. He's able to block goals just like anybody.
Yeah.
I kicked a ball once.
He's just a guy.
He's just a guy. I don't believe that. He's some Cthulhu creature that's never played a game in his life. You know what? That's insulting to Cthulhu. Even Cthulhu can beat this game with his eyes
Cthulhu
closed.
has intelligence.
Right. I'm sorry, Cthulhu. Please do not send me to your shadow dimension.
Your phone rings right after.
That will cost you 2 N-words.
The minute you said that, my phone just vibrated. My friend just texted me. That was perfect time.
You're welcome.
His friend Keith Hulu.
Oh wait, that's not my friend. That's someone else.
We got.
Stop texting me.
Exploits like different guns and different cooldown timers and throwing in frag grenades, ice grenades, blah 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 blah. Which I do that stuff. I just don't do it well enough. Because my reflexes just aren't fast enough. I'm not good at like quick reacting to a situation as much as some of these.
Then what's?
Because the game's just too fast. The game's too fucking fast for
Get good.
What's the point of that? Is it the failure of the game, or you just saying you inherently it's not for you?
Like the guy is talking about this being like it's such a chaotic game, like a Toho bullet hell. No.
You know what? Screw it. Guys, I played The Witcher like once, and I didn't like it, so it's a terrible game.
But were you annoying the people with the horn of Harrenhal?
No, I hadn't got that far yet. I wish I did.
You need to get the horn. You need to get the Hornwall horn, and you need to start annoying people with it.
I could just get an actual horn and do that in town, but I might get shot for it.
Okay. Let's keep going.
Okay.
I wanted to boil down a lot of my complaints to Doom Eternal. I literally just think it's too fast. Now, as for the level design complaints, this is the weirdest fanboyism to me.
Wait, is he comparing this to the 2016 game and saying it's just too much for him?
It's too fast, guys. That's why I like 2016 for. It's too fast for my dumb
That's why it's annoying, because I don't think he has a 2016 video, but I think he's talking about a channel specifically.
Yeah. Because that's...
How much you want to bet he didn't turn up the mouse sensitivity when he started playing?
I mean, yeah, I've done that too. Like, my little mouse has like a mode where you can, like, for instance, when it turns red, I can just look at things very quickly. So...
I played this game and the DLC with a controller, and I still managed to get through it.
I never liked controllers when I play Doom because I like to look around as fast as I can.
Mm-hmm.
And yet I was still able to beat all this
shit. Because it's an arena shooter,
shit.
that means outside of arenas doesn't matter. Excuse me, what? So you're telling me if this game looked like an N64 game where it was just gray cubes with like a small hallway.
What kind of N64 games are you playing?
You are blind.
I didn't play Gray Cube Simulator on the Nintendo 64, my guy.
Gray Cube
Star Fox 64 being a gray cube.
Is he talking about GoldenEye?
Just because Doom 64 came with Doom Eternal as a pre-order bonus doesn't mean they look the same.
Also, that's very insulting to GoldenEye. I will say that.
Well,
I don't know.
Guess what he's talking about. Yeah.
I think he's saying if the game had shitty looking and like bad environments outside, then they're can't criticize it because the core. I don't know.
That's just age of graphics. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, GoldenEye, like today's standards, yeah, it doesn't look good. It's still a good game. It's still a fun game. Same thing with Mario 64, Star Fox 64. I almost said Star Trek. Yeah, guys, you ever played Star Trek 64? Great game.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like most Star Trek games, is probably bad.
Yes, they are. I think the closest to a good game Star Trek has ever had was the MMO. And even then,
they made a Star Trek gate. Well, I don't know.
They made a bunch of Star Trek games, man. There was a lot of Star
like
Trek
even TOS had games.
Mm-hmm.
Those were actually fun. The adventure games, yeah.
Yeah, at least those had something.
Yeah, and they got the entire cast to voice them, so it's like, yeah.
Really? I thought.
Yeah, like even fucking Shatner and Spock, like McCoy was there. Yeah.
All right.
That was a nice detail. Yeah.
Between gray, you'd be completely fine with that? No, because some of you have jerked off how good the levels look. So don't you want the levels to play well in between arenas too? Or no, because your brain just turns off in between the arenas and just looks at a map to see like where the extra lives are, the secrets, if you even care about the secrets. And then your brain turns back on once you get to like...
The secrets aren't that hard to find though.
It's like, that's bad design.
Also, the secrets play into the gameplay.
Why is it bad design?
Why did you waste the Arbalist shot? Oh, god damn it.
So what he tried to do is make the argument, if you play a hardcore, let's say like a Quake 3 game, if you ever watch the hardcore or the professional players, they turn off all the graphics. It's all just polygons. And they do that for optimization purposes, and so they could focus on identifying a target faster, because if you have all these texture maps everywhere, things look like, well, the way they should. So
I know for a fact some competitive TF2 players do that same thing. They just lower everything to the most basic rendering possible.
And like we also disable like view models as well. So like we don't see the gun.
Yeah, the
only one I remember off the top of my head that does that shit is Banny.
Well,
I don't remember much else.
All the comp players do.
Well, the reason why they did that in the 90s...
I just remember Banny, because Banny always does it, no matter what.
Well, the reason why they did it in the 90s during all those LAN parties is the engine for Quake 3 was based solely on how fast your CPU was. So if you take away all the graphics and all the resolution, then you're going to have a smoother, faster frame rate. You're going to be able to get more hit kills in. So there's reasons for that, as opposed to like the Unreal Engine, which streamlined that entire process. So it doesn't matter how good your hardware is, it's always going to perform exactly the same as the next guy. So, but in this case, he's saying, well, in the single player game, your brain is only going to focus on the power ups and not pay attention to the graphics. And I'm like, yes, in a sense, part of it does, because you want to get good at gameplay, but I don't even know if you could do that in Doom Eternal. Turn off all the resolution and the texture maps, the lighting, and maybe it's possible. But what's your point? I
don't know why you would do that anyway. I mean, that's just me, but
yeah, he's making his weird argument. Well, you're just focusing on the gameplay. You don't care about the way it looks. It's like, why can't you do both? What's wrong with appreciating the aesthetics as well as the gameplay while you're playing?
And I said it a minute ago, like, Doom Eternal is a really great design looking game. The demons look really good design. I know some people complain saying it looks too cartoony, but still looks good than like 16, but that's like age.
Yeah, part of good level design is proper lighting to identify targets, and then proper character design or sprite design to say that, oh, that is a certain enemy from 20 yards. I know what to do. There's another enemy that's flying. Oh, that's that. Like you can identify it visually very quickly, as opposed to squinting and saying, what the hell do I have to turn my gamma up to see what is happening in the distance? So I don't think he's making that argument, though. And that would be for good or bad game design, or at least character design.
Yeah.
Real levels and like optional encounters that were actually significantly out of the way and not just a little platform below another platform. So there's no reason they couldn't have done that with Eternal.
Didn't they?
No,
optional encounters?
So the level design is too big and they couldn't make everything tighter. Therefore, bad level design. Because power-ups.
That is completely subjective.
Well, Bears, because he said specifically they didn't do optional encounters. Don't the Slayer gates count as optional?
Yes.
Aren't there collectibles?
Optional encounters that unlock weapons and make you objectively more powerful than you would have been without doing them. I didn't do those. Therefore, I am weaker and the game is harder. Therefore, the game is bad.
And his argument is they're too far away.
Now watch him walk into another Maker drone. And or waste an Arbalest shot on it.
When you die over and over, the thing gives you a little option saying, if you want to ease your way out, click this to help you progress. I never touch that. I just kind of go like, okay, I just need to learn.
Of course you don't touch that. It's called common sense.
Yeah. Well, I just like throughout playing Doom, they'll give me that option. I've never touched it because I'm just like, I could do that, but what would I gain out of it?
All right.
In the DLC, down on the things that 2016 and Doom Eternal in like one phrase. Think of Doom like your favorite birthday cake, right? 2016 is like having a nice, solid slice of that cake and eating the cake and be like, yeah, that was a great cake. Can't wait for the next cake, right? I'm satisfied. I'm good. Now, Doom Eternal is like shoving the entire cake down your throat. And it's like, at the time, you're like, wow, that was awesome. I had all this cake. And then afterward, you feel like complete shit. You might throw up, shit your pants, and you just feel hollow inside because you know that was a mistake. And that's exactly how I feel about Doom Eternal. It's too much of a good thing, as they say. Because they took every...
Wait a second. He's saying the game is good, but there's too much of it?
The game is bad because the game is too good.
Actually, that's I would say the complete opposite with the cake analogy. Like, yeah, if you add too much to it, you're gonna throw up. But you could add just enough to make it good, and that's what Doom Eternal did. They didn't add too much to it where it makes you sick to your eyes or just gameplay wise. They add just enough to make it good enough, and it shows.
It sounds like it's too complicated or too much media for him to consume within one sitting, whatever that means. And it's like I don't. You guys said he didn't make any videos on 2016, but we know that it's a slower game. So for him, he's not good at these kinds of fast-paced FPSs. So
2016 was faster for the time, but when you compare it to Eternal, it looks pretty slow.
Right. What an odd analogy to make. It's so good, it's bad. I was like, what?
Isn't he also talking about that in relation to the DLC? So you don't have to play the DLC. You can just stop at that.
Well, I like to compare this to the opposite concept, where something is so bad it's entertaining, because it's just hilarious to see stupid crap, that like bad game design, bad storytelling, bad voice acting, bad everything, and it's such a trip to see a complete disaster, and that's part of the fun. But I've never heard of something being so polished, so well executed, so well designed that it's bad because there's too much excellence.
I can't handle how good it is. This is terrible.
I've never seen a person who's bought a really expensive high-performance car and go, wow, this Maserati is so fast, takes curves so well, is so good with fuel economy, I have amazing insurance, I hate it.
I think his brain is cross-wired. I think someone needs to go in there and fix it. Can you do that? Have we reached to that point?
He is making stuff up. This is he's going dumber and dumber. I thought when he got to insulting gamers, that was like the bad as it gets. Now he's just going, this game is really great. That's why it's bad.
Lord of the Rings, it did a lot of good things, and I hate it.
Yeah,
it's bad.
This hamburger is the juiciest, most succulent, most well cooked, well seasoned, amazing bread, perfectly cheese melted on top. It has everything right. It's the best burger I've ever tasted, and that's why it's horrible.
I should have you cook for me.
Oh God. Anyway, 14 minutes. How much worse can this get?
It gets.
I don't remember
worse.
Actually.
No.
It gets a lot worse, especially at the end.
It still gets worse.
Where he plays this sad, sappy music, saying, "Guys, I was depressed."
I think we can probably skip that part. It's at the very end. Take a minute.
Right.
Yeah.
Free mechanic from cranked it to 11. Good. And so yeah, the people who are hardcore into these super mega fast arena shooters are desensitized to any normal game at this point. So they're basically a drug addict, right? It's like moving from weed to heroin.
Would you stop using the word
coffee
drug addict?
Pre-workout to cocaine or something. I don't know. It's not the best analogy. The point is they're so desensitized to the 2016 experience that they can't see how anybody could possibly like it better than Eternal. For everybody else who just played the game once or twice, and then Eternal comes out, and then you're like, wow, that they went a little bit too far in a few.
You sure it's not the fact that Eternal's better?
A few places.
And I really don't need to talk about it in detail. I know some people want to see it, but yeah, it's just not worth the time.
Did he just quote George Lucas and showed?
Yes.
Someone.
He showed the lead. He showed the creative director of the game on Joe Rogan, I think.
Yeah, that was Joe Rogan. It's a little. Yeah.
I
I don't know what he's saying here, though.
I'm trying to think of an example of a movie that I saw where it started off not as good, but then the second movie came out and they improved on some things, and now it's better than the first. I guess can I say Spider-Man 2?
Yes.
The first one, it's not bad. It's all right. But then the second one came out, and it and they could have just say, we're just gonna half-ass it. No, they took actual care into it and actually made a good story along, making it fun and entertaining. And
I mean, is it any surprise that Spider-Man 2 is better than the vast majority of the MCU?
Yeah, well, I can't really
combined.
But it was so good that they had to put it in the MCU.
See, I hadn't watched the MCU enough to know.
Well then, Mark. Well then, what's the excuse for Andrew Garfield Spider-Man though?
Well, drugs. Haha.
Well,
yeah.
Synthetic Men is making the analogy that, like a drug or alcohol, like this cocktail is so amazing. They put so much absinthe in there, and absinthe's the best element of this cocktail, but there's too much absinthe, and this is only good for alcoholics. And if you like this drink, that means you're unhealthy. And he's trying to say that this is too much game for the average player. And they're like, maybe you're right. Maybe it is too much for the average player. And then you say, it's not for me. But all the things in this cocktail and this mixture of a game does everything right.
Hashtag just shut up and drink.
Well, no. In this case, it's like, not for me, maybe for you, or too much, too strong, too fast. That's fine. You could easily make a good review saying this game has so many elements and it's not for me. It's too fast. I can't follow. And then give the analogy of or comparison to 2016 and say why. And that's okay, but he didn't do that. He belittled people who argued with them. He called them a bunch of names. He said you're getting dopamine hits because the game is a drug basically.
He called them drug addicts.
And there's something wrong with them, yeah.
I still don't know why he keeps using drug addicts to this. It's very.
That's like hates speedrunners.
That's like me saying the exact same thing, but with The Witcher, which is stupid. Yeah, but imagine if I did that. Imagine if I just insulted you guys, saying you just like deep fantasy game. You just don't like hardcore sci-fi. It's like, so.
Yeah, there's plenty of people still playing Red Dead 2, The Witcher 3, GTA. They keep playing them. They love the game. And they could be casuals, they could be hardcore, it doesn't really matter. But you could easily say it's like a drug. It's like, no, maybe it's just their pastime. Maybe it's their hobby.
Also, the difference with him and me is that I'm not a fan of The Witcher, but it's still a good game. There's things in it that is good, and if that's the kind of game you like, I highly recommend go playing it.
All right, let's keep going. I think he's almost out of ideas here. He's sort of
possibly
almost.
How many more areas can he attack this game and insult people in the process? It's a silly series of words that he's using.
This man has had zero ideas, Smud.
This coffee is too,
non-alcoholic. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, just
time about Eternal probably. And one last thing I want to talk about, and this is a type of comment I've gotten a few times, is essentially if you keep insulting your audience, you'll never make it on this website.
Like you have?
Most of the time, I'm not insulting my audience. I'm insulting people who basically, intentionally or not, usually not intentionally, it's the YouTube algorithm recommending my videos to the wrong type of people. My videos get brigaded by a bunch of people who've never seen my content before, don't like my criticism, and then immediately insult me. So forgive me if I preemptively counter what I correctly predict are what are exactly going to be your comments.
What?
If you do not want criticism on your video, you have two options. Ignore them or stop making videos. Stop being such a baby. I know this is your first time on the internet, but stop being a fucking brat.
This is the you're either with me or against me. It's like you're either my friend or you're not. So it's like if I watch your video, I am technically your audience. That's it.
Are you in or are you out?
Yeah.
It's you who's out, Gobby. Out of your mind.
Do you like everything I have to say? And if not, you're not my friend. You have no reason to watch my videos. It's like, what? No. I can criticize you. Anyone can.
Yeah, like you don't have like Smud, I don't think you have to know me to criticize anything I've done, like or anyone for that matter. You just criticize whatever thing they're saying.
I don't know why he's even bothering to mention this bizarre. I've gotten so many responses like this, and you're not my actual demographic or whatever.
Because he's playing the victim. This is what it is. He's just playing the victim by saying, "Hey, stop attacking me. It hurt my fifis." It's like, or if you don't like it, like I said, stop making videos or just ignore them. If you can't handle it, then just stop.
I'm trying to compare it to like actual YouTube channels dedicated to Doom or some video game, and I don't recall any of them. Like I know Exlatalis is really big. He's really big on The Witcher and The Witcher 3. He still makes videos to this day about The Witcher 3. There's so many secrets. There's so many things to do. And he accepts criticism across the board. He knows so much about that game that he already knows the flaws. He's probably experienced them all himself. All the mods, all the things that you can do with the game. I don't recall him ever saying, "Oh, this game is not for anyone," or this or that. The game is so big and expansive that even if you don't like it, as you say, you can totally see the appeal to the average player who goes, "Wow, that cutscene with dialogue sounds really good, looks really good. The gameplay, maybe not for you, looks pretty good. Storytelling, character, voice acting, music, everything is so high quality. And you have to be blind and deaf not to grasp that." And it's such an insult to people. Well, you're not my demographic. I'm not making this for you. No, these are the guy who loves the game so much. He doesn't care about what other people have to think or say about his opinion.
I can't think of games, but I think you've covered plenty of people that like defend the Star Wars sequels and like insult the people the same way.
I mean, I welcome criticism because I want to get good at what I do. And I get a lot of people telling me, "Oh, you're so good at art," but they never give me criticism of what I can improve on. And it frustrates me sometimes because I want to improve. I want to know my flaws,
It's really annoying when you are like surrounded by a bunch of yes men and they just never tell you what they should actually say. Yeah.
Well, I think where they're coming from is we're friends and I don't want to be mean to you. And
exactly.
I get that, but I wish you could just tell me what's wrong. And I do have some of it. Like they'll say, "Oh, this body proportion, the way you draw it, it looks off. Fix it." And it makes me feel better. It makes me feel like, oh, I'm actually progressing. So
sometimes they are like not even qualified. Like they have absolutely no idea like what's wrong. But yes, it's a common issue. Yeah, like I have it too with my friends. That I just show them anything and like, "Oh God, like that. How the fuck did you do that?" I was like, "Well, it took me 10 minutes."
Yeah.
All right, we're at 15 and a half minutes. 4 more to go.
I knew this get good. I fucking knew it because you're so predictable. Because that's the first place that fanboys of these type of games go for.
Or you suck.
Right. Maybe there's a reason why people are telling you to get good.
And instead of addressing the fact that you suck, you say, "Well, I'm going to attack other people. It's their fault."
You know what, Smud? Don't get good at writing, okay? Just don't get good.
Just stop reading books. You're never going to get better.
Yeah, stop reading books. You're not going to get better. Stop drawing because you're not going to get better. Stop making videos because you're not going to impress anyone. Just stop doing anything. This sounds like a very, very sad man that has never accomplished anything in his life.
Sounds very low-tier goddish, yeah.
Here's low-tier god.
I don't know. Only because
he thought what? No.
Yeah, you get used to people saying "get good," and just because a game is hard does not make it good, and just because a game is fast does not make it good.
It also doesn't mean that you're good.
It depends. You have to be very specific. There are hard games out there are bad or they're just troll games. Like, does anyone remember Cat Mario back in the days?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like
Yes.
that game is intentionally hard to piss you off, but I don't know if I would say it's good. It's all right, but yeah, like there are hard games like that. I wish you would just tell me, like, name one bad hard game.
Also, my guy, I just saw you dash face first into a wall.
Yep.
You need to get good.
Yep.
Just because a game lacks mechanics does not make it good. And these are things that are very hard for people to swallow. And the truth is, it's not even about whether or not the fans are insulted. It's people wanting their dicks sucked by YouTubers. And
What?
How horny are you? I'm the degenerate here, and I don't talk about dicks as more as you do.
He brought up YouTube guides, and I guess he's talking about Under the Mayo. Stuff like that.
The guy who doesn't even like Doom Eternal.
Under the Mayo?
Does he? Which one did he like? Was it 2016 or?
Under the Mayo, he got big on making YouTube guides. I think he got big on doing Doom Eternal videos. I think it was guides.
Okay, I'm trying to. What was the video we covered that they liked 2016 but hated Eternal?
That couldn't have
I
been
think
Under
that's
the
the
Mayo.
guy.
That was Charlatan Wonder.
Okay, all right.
Oh, okay.
It's been a while since we covered that. I just can't remember the name.
That was like a few Smudcasts after number 400. That was like a couple of years ago.
Yeah. All right.
You know it. You know it deep in your psychology, and you won't admit it.
What?
Because then you would have to question your own morality. And
What?
I'm sorry,
What?
I'm not
Where the fuck is this
What,
going?
what does psychology and morality have to do with each other? What are you
We
talking
went
about?
from neurotransmitters to morality to
Guys, I need to check my morality by
speedrunners.
playing Doom Eternal. Can you help me?
All this shit because he sucks at the video game.
Guys, you suck because of psychology, your dopamine levels, and your morality.
And you're just bad people, frankly.
You know what? I need to go to my counselor and just tell her I have an addiction problem playing a game, and she probably will look at me saying, "What?"
I've never heard someone have to address your psychology. Like, what does that mean? How I think, how I feel, how I react, how I sleep? What are you talking about? Just my entire psychology? I'm not even sure there's a therapist in the world that could help me with that.
I mean, hell, if you need a psychologist to take a shit, by all means, go for it. But I need to question you, my dear friend.
Okay, anyway. 3 minutes left.
He's dick. I'm going to call it like it is. Whether you think it's right or not, I'm going to give my opinion. And that's the end.
Wait. I'm going to call it like it is, then I'm going to give my opinion. Those are two different things.
Okay, you can give your opinion, but if you cannot take the criticism, then do not be surprised when you get backlash from it. Usually, it's not justified backlash, but at this case, it is well justified. You have insulted your audience to a good degree by saying, "Oh, just get good," and all that bullshit, and you're just say that again.
Well, now what is he calling again? I just don't. That
He
because
says
half of this is.
he said that I'm calling it like it is, and it's just my opinion. So it's like, okay, so you're trying to equate objectivity with subjectivity. It's like,
What is his opinion, though? Again, he's half of this is about his viewers, and the other half is barely about the game.
yeah, because he thinks the viewers that aren't his viewers that are watching this video just want to get their fellatio going with the YouTuber they're watching, so they feel good about themselves. When the people who are leaving negative comments are saying, no, we think you're not good at what you're doing, your opinions aren't very good, your evidence is not very good, and we have other people who know better and like themselves and other Let's Players to showcase how to play the game well.
Yeah.
But it's because we are doing drugs. That's why.
Guys, gotta get another hit of my Doom Eternal. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, so that's why he brings up YouTube guides, is because I guess people in the comments section were bringing those up. I don't.
And they weren't checking their psychology or their morality and their neurotransmitters, however you measure that. Yeah. This guy's amazing.
This guy went somewhere.
He's everywhere at once. It's amazing.
You can't be wrong.
Yeah, he's covering every conceivable thought or response, and he's just saying it in 20 minutes.
Look, we don't want to have to. We don't want to have to insult your opinion if you just listen to criticism. I don't think any of us wants to watch like a shitty guy and not take criticism.
Well, with the example of Cavernacle we just covered, he prefaces everything with saying, well, I don't like anime anymore. I used to. I'm not saying everyone's a right-winger who likes anime. Like all this stupid basic shit that obviously is not, you have to worry about even mentioning. And then he goes on to waste your time for 18 minutes.
Still don't know why he made that video.
And the whole concept of his essay is, I read some articles online I agreed with, therefore 4chaners are anime fans who are right-wingers.
4chan.
Or something along that. Like, it was just the most convoluted pile of nonsense that was not even his opinion. He just read some articles. So, anyway.
All right, and that's about it. I don't care anymore which of this arena shooter style, because it's such it's so simplistic. Like, this is one of the few times where I thought, maybe some video games aren't art. As pretentious as that sounds. Because if the game boils down to, basically Pong with 1,000 mechanics, and there's no story that matters, there's no level design that matters, there's no immersion, I don't know.
What the fuck is that?
Bears is defeated.
Very much.
Stop.
Okay.
So whatever, I guess I hope you guys get what you want.
So whatever, support my Patreon. The fuck? Shut the fuck up.
He does have one.
That's very insulting to people that put time and effort into creating something. It's not art. It's like, if you put, it doesn't matter what it is. If you put enough creativity into it, it is considered art. Even, my God.
Gameplay, lore, collectibles, tactics, strategy, weapon upgrades, level design. It's all, to him, it's all, no, this is the funniest thing. Everything's amazing, it's bad, but all the things I just listed are bad as well. Like, what?
Except they're not. Except they're not.
It's a lot. It's a big cake where it's simple and...
It's amazing, delicious cake, but it's too big, I can't eat it all at once. Also, the cake is bad.
Maybe don't eat the whole damn cake.
It's just, he's contradicting himself. It's like, everything's amazing from 2016. Everything's upgraded, fantastic, but it's too much of it. Also, there's no lore. The storytelling is not very good. The weapons aren't very good. Level design is not good. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, which one is it?
If you want to talk about...
That's a good point. He hates the story.
If you want to talk about something that is bad, look no closely at Disney. They have so much of a track record, and there's a reason why we're saying it's bad. We're not saying because we just want to shit on Disney. No, there's objective reasoning why what Disney's doing is bad. And so far, you have not made any objective reason why Doom Eternal is bad.
I feel like he's in a rubber room and he's spinning around and his argument keeps changing. Like, he's just like, this is what this person thinks. Well, I think Bob over here, who I'm talking to all this time, thinks that. And he's just imagining some other character.
Yes, Super Mario Bros. 3.
all these straw men he's inventing in his head in his rubber room. He's bouncing around.
These aren't even straw men. This is fucking... these are spaghetti men.
It's not even spaghetti, man. This is just... I don't know what it is. He's not from this world.
What's next? He's gonna talk about politics in Doom and just...
Oh, no.
He talks about politics
the politics of Doom. Find the person causing all of your problems and murder them violently. That is a message in Minecraft that I can get behind in Minecraft.
Okay.
The cake is
guys
a lie.
Get the fans from the next game, but I won't be playing it if it's more of this shit.
Good.
Yeah, so...
But I thought it was a cake.
Hey, guys. Thanks for watching.
Oh, yeah, okay, this is
This video was a bit difficult for me to make.
Yeah, this is
Oh,
the part
fuck
we don't have
I was
off.
to go
very
over.
angry. As
We
you
don't
can
have
probably
Wow,
tell,
you're
I
as good a
recorded
prototype
a
as you
lot
are
of,
Doom
a
Eternal.
lot of that, whatever you want to call it.
Holy shit.
I don't think I've spoken that fast in a long time. And
Oh boy, what a
honestly,
roller
I've come
coaster.
to the conclusion
Oh,
that I'm probably
I was gonna
not
say, yeah,
going to
absorb
read
it,
as many
goddammit.
comments.
Xenogears
I'm
music?
still going to try to respond
Is that Xeno?
to the positive ones when I see them.
The music? Yeah.
But shit like this is really starting to take a toll on my psyche, so... You know, I'm
Deal
not
with
going to
it.
give you a sob story, but essentially, I was...
think we can
I'm not going
press
to give
for
you a
William.
sob story.
Okay.
Anyway, here's my
I'm
sob
joking
story.
at
We
all.
can go
Pause
to
the video.
And
Pause the
I
video
would-
right here.
We're done.
This is
I'm-
okay. You don't have depression, my guy. Like someone who actually has it. Guess what I did? I went out of my way to improve on myself. I didn't spend my entire day on the internet crying about, guys, I have depression. I don't know what to do with it. Maybe actually get off your ass and actually improve in yourself. Like for God's
There's no
sake.
other way. There's no other way.
There is a way. Like all it takes is just willpower to
Oh,
get over it.
no. That's what I mean. That like,
Oh.
you just gotta like take care of yourself. It's just
Yeah.
like if you don't face it, then it's never gonna go away. But I
Yeah.
think like maybe it's like 2 years ago when that was relevant. Hopefully he got over that.
Yeah,
After Efap tore him a new one.
I mean, he stood tall in that, I guess.
Well, I take that as like a progress.
Like
Hope
I
he's
hate
well.
I hate these type of people where they use their depression as a shield from criticism, and it's like I don't do that. I don't even want to have what I have, but you know, that's why I just set a goal to improve my life.
Because he left this video up, and as far as I know, he doesn't regret it. He still stands by it, I guess.
Well, I'm ashamed that he does this. It's sick. It is sickened me.
As far as I know, maybe he.
All right. Anyway.
Well, like the rest of the video is just that. If you
Yeah.
want to go to stream,
No, yeah, just let's finish it off. This is done. What is happening? Oh,
are you in the memes?
I can't tell.
I have the wonderful world of Discord popping up and telling me to use soundboard. I'm like, no, I don't want to.
Oh my god, that's a lot of Isabel.
Can we? Do you have anything on the soundboard?
There's
Use
like
the soundboard.
standard 6.
No,
Can we put bears on the soundboard?
No.
All right, no, guys.
All right.
Are we on memes yet?
We're on memes.
I'm
Dr. Crispin. There we go.
Now my meme.
One copy of Doom Eternal, please.
That's a lot of Isabel as Doom guy.
Jesus, how many are there?
Tuna are temporary, but sea bass are eternal?
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Oh my god, Doom guy.
I didn't know bear can swim.
I can tread water.
I don't know what these mean.
For the record, this whole thing was because Doom Eternal ended up getting delayed from its original release date. It ended up coming out the same day as New Horizons,
Oh, really?
March the 20th of 2020, right at the start of the pandemic.
Did they actually put Doom guy into
I
Animal
know.
Crossing?
I don't know about Nintendo, but I think it like played into the joke with this.
Okay, so Smud, the whole deal with Isabel and Doom Guy is because I think a particular Animal Crossing came out the same day.
I just said that.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, new Animal Crossing New Horizons and Doom Eternal came out on the 20th. And that only happened because Doom Eternal ended up getting delayed. And the delay was worth it in my opinion.
Yeah. So that's basically the whole joke, and everyone, their great grandmother has just been memeing about it.
There's one of the
Pretty much all these are great
collectibles, yeah. For the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need
Jesus, this one. The Isabel in the Slayer armor.
Oh yeah, that's really cool. And
who wants to read this? I don't feel like reading.
find a way to have Bear of the Pool.
Bear of the pool, what is your wisdom?
Find a way to have fun and laugh at immeasurable stupidity. Don't be like Efap and call like incel a thin-skinned bitch.
Oh, god damn it.
All right.
What's with the Play-Doh?
Oh, jeez.
Can you play clips? Because I need to know if I'm crazy or not in this clip.
Plato. I like that. Remember that text in this channel without any GIF, video, or image will be deleted by the bot.
Oh.
What's this?
I just need to know if I'm seeing something that's not. I don't know. It's related to sense.
This clip here is 8 seconds, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's from his PlayStation Showcase video.
Splatoon clone by Square Enix that once again has a diverse cast with no white male to be seen. And I already know by Splatoon clone.
All of a sudden, like the last second.
A split. Okay, never mind. That's fine.
With no straight white male to be seen, literally right after he says it.
Oh my god.
The Doom's
fucking idiot.
I remember that.
Like, is he a troll? I can't tell.
Looking at actual Aryan, where are the white men?
Oh
like,
my
that
god.
can't be a coincidence. That
Blonde hair, blue eyes, white guy. Dead center of the screen. There's no white men. The fuck?
Doom Eternal highlights from Razor Fist.
Oh no.
I'm gonna play that later.
That's too long.
Yeah, no.
20 minutes. What the fuck?
Razor Fist likes to rant. It's not for everyone.
Razor fisting.
Look at Bear. He looks like a drug addict while playing the game.
Doom co-creator John Carmack is headlining a toxic and proud sci-fi convention that rails against woke propaganda.
Based.
It's John Carmack. I don't care what he does.
I think he came out and said he's still going, but he doesn't like the coverage of him going.
He could do whatever he wants. We'll bow down to him anyway. It's whatever. He wants to paint walls for the rest of his life in hot pink. I don't care. It's John freaking Carmack.
I don't like the idea that Turning Red has a lot of Subway reference. I don't like that idea.
Has a lot more other references.
Anyway.
Please don't.
Marijuana Bear, I don't get the... Is that a movie or what is that?
No,
Yeah,
it's
Cocaine
a
Bear.
parody. It's a parody of Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine Bear. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's what that was. All right.
Damn, Bear, how many cocaines have you been hitting?
Maybe.
Yes.
Puberty 9/11.
New York and Toronto, a bit far, but okay.
I mean, airplane. You can.
Oh, not this one again.
Turning brown? What the hell?
Dear God.
Okay. I'm just gonna touch that. I'm just gonna leave it as it is.
I like this one. This is great. Fly on in for September 11th. 9/11.
God.
2 footlongs for 9/11.
You know, that was my favorite part of the movie, 9/11.
Would this face make a bad take? I'm not even sure what's happening. Though.
Absolutely.
That's synth.
I know it's him, but I don't know what's
Oh, okay.
like. Did someone?
It's a recent video. Someone, it's writable. No, at the video.
The fucking flop.
Anna Waifu. I explain why synthetic man is attractive.
Fucking female simp.
Wow. There's
Phil,
DSP doing God knows what.
Phil, no. You know what that's from, right?
I don't want to know. It's fine.
He doesn't want. No,
Okay.
he doesn't want to know.
Turning.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell him anyway. So Darkside Phil started recording, didn't realize he was recording, and started whacking it on live stream.
Oh my God.
And he finished
course.
up, started wiping himself off, and he's like, "Oh, we're live. Been live for about 20 minutes now. Okay, hey, how's everyone going?" And then he just continued on with the stream, like he didn't just get caught jerking off on live fucking stream.
And in DSP lore, it's called the incident.
Yes, well, apparently already left him, didn't he? So,
I don't know.
Oh really? He lost his wife?
His girlfriend.
That was the
his
girlfriend.
fiance.
The girlfriend that he never had sex with.
Oh. Anyway.
There's deeper lore there if you care.
No.
She said like, "You're gross. Just like go away."
I don't think I need lore of someone that can't even come right.
She was technically fiance.
All right. This is a character from Turning Red. I don't know what's going on here, but
I don't know either. But she looks like her mouth is big enough to eat that cat and that gun.
Being a kid is pretty hard sometimes, especially when you have so many unanswered questions regarding the 9/11 Commission report.
so basically, Mr. Enter.
Oh dear.
Why is that image so small?
I can't read that.
Darkside Phil. Press any button to continue. Thinks about it. Turns everything off. Wow.
Oh. What we think.
Oh my god.
What we think beggars look like. What beggars actually look like.
Oh look, Turning Red is part of Russia. I feel sorry for the Russian.
Is this all just hawk jokes? Like, what is going on here?
Yeah. Well.
Why aren't you talking about 9/11?
Is Dr. Chrisman just emulating Hawk? Is that what's going on?
And what's wrong with that?
Hawk alt.
I love how 9/11 is basically Hawk now.
Pretty much. They're children. This is called a friend group.
I can explain.
Today's polyamorous ship of the day is what? What the hell's a polyamorous ship?
Abby. Wait, the children.
The 4 kids from Turning Red. What the hell?
Okay, I'm done.
Stream gets copyright struck and unmonetized because of the GTA radio music. DSP.
Yeah, that's basically it.
So you're gonna pull me over for drunk driving, literally 1984.
No, it's not. It's called "Don't Drink While Driving."
Or just
me encountering a person that only drives while sober. You deny your weapon its purpose.
You could pull over and drink.
Nah.
But how will I get home while drinking?
Average.
I don't know. You'll figure it out.
Average live synth reaction. He just sits there.
You guys can see that super reaction I left, right?
He 95% of the time in his streams, if you watch them, he has that face.
Where he's not having any GABA responses or any dopamine hits or
no
norepinephrine, nothing. Just stares at the screen. I guess he should go for a walk or something and play another game.
He apparently lifts. He likes to talk about that.
Really? Oh, that's nice.
And that's why he goes on and on about Abby.
Oh my god.
She's not worth your time.
Try being the most oppressed minority in America, a recreational drunk driver. What is he drinking? A Corona? What is that? Good luck getting drunk off
doesn't have a lot of money, okay?
All right. It's easy to hate the rich, but do you have the courage to hate the poor? What?
Yes, I do.
I mean, if they're being smug about it, I have reasons to hate them.
The Fast and the Furriest. All right, we'll watch that later.
Yeah, it's an article.
No, it's just an article title. It's just for the article title. Because he said the average gamer can't beat Doom.
Yeah.
Rats, literal rats named Carmack and Romero playing the first Doom game.
Oh, I thought you were joking.
No,
that's the article. Yeah, I remember seeing this article, like glancing it, but
and then they trained to beat Doom 2.
Holy shit! I want that rat now.
She's not worth
your time. Look into my eyes. Demon breasts are temporary, but Doom is eternal.
All right. You absolutely have to play this meme that Mark made because it is beautiful.
Oh no, Smud, what's this?
Yeah, play it. It's 21 seconds.
We'll see some dangers you need to keep on guard against in these areas, and then how you can keep your path clean.
Opening the portal now.
There's no reason to be embarrassed about what we're going to discuss.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Inside joke. Not everyone got that. Anyway.
I do.
Okay, so if anyone doesn't know, his name is Gary Bro. He's one of the higher ups of the Jehovah's Witness cult that I unfortunately was born into and a part of for a lot longer than I would have liked. That video they was talking about was teaching grown men the dangers of masturbating.
Okay. Remember, kids, if you masturbate...
Hashtag Pillowgate.
Oh.
Yes. Oh, the reason why it's called Pillowgate is because in that same video, he talks about how, he's going over, hyper-specific examples of what does and does not constitute as pornea, aka jerking off. And he, suppose a brother holds a pillow tightly between his legs, he gets an erection and ejaculates. Is that pornea? Yes, it is. Says those exact fucking words. Like it's not the weirdest thing anybody could have ever fucking said. He then follows it up by actually the weirdest thing anyone has ever fucking said, and talked about how if you wear tight pants and get an erection and come on yourself during your daily walks, that is not pornea.
What?
Okay.
Yeah. I'm glad I'm not a part of this cult anymore because fucking hell. That's one of the leaders.
Dumbass, brain dead idiot. Oh, look who can't say retarded.
What?
It's in the meme thing.
Okay.
All right, I think we're done.
Thank you, Legacy, for the bottom one.
Yeah, Legacy,
what was that?
Why did you took this away from me?
Anyway.
I wanted to do it.
So the odds are not zero that he might respond to this.
It doesn't matter.
I doubt it very much because this video is from the same year the game came out, so...
It's probably over.
Anyway, that was 2 hours and a half of us listening to Synthetic Man for the first time, I think. And wow, that was bad. That was just a series of almost non sequitur arguments, which either fell flat in their face, blaming others for not being him, which is irrelevant because that's not how you argue, attacking the game, attacking the character of people who disagree with him, attacking commenters who disagree with him, gamers and their style of gaming, their genre as well, saying the game is great and then saying the game is not great. That was the weirdest. I'm like, what are you talking about?
If any of you makes video like this, take this video as a learning lesson of what not to do.
Yeah, so we've never really touched him outside of with the Efap coverage, and we never really listened specifically to his arguments because all he was doing half the time was mentioning the faults of God of War, and fine, that's just basic criticism. Some of them were weird takes, some of them were accurate actually, and that's fair. But we weren't focusing on him. We were listening to Efap for that point. In this case, he is... I'm not even sure he's worth time listening to on things he actually likes. I don't know.
Has he ever been on, any of your Smudcast videos, Smud?
Outside of EFAP coverage, no. This is the first time we ever did him.
This is commonly considered his worst video he's ever done.
Oh, okay.
Well, we're about to see because he's made more videos.
Either way, I don't think we need to cover him again. They are just this is the weird thing because we'll cover really silly takes that are funny. These are just bad takes. They're infantile. Some of them are juvenile, some of them are infantile, but there's no real thought put into it. There's no real analysis. There's no logic. It's just, here's an idea why I'm right. Let me say it. Oh, here's an idea why I'm not wrong. Let me say it. No, it's there's no follow through. There's no evidence, and he was railing against he was trying to lampshade his own mistakes, which is we can see them. They're right there. You're saying you're mediocre. That's not when other people are calling you to get better at the game. And you don't. Then arguing, though, I don't need to get better at the game because I passed it. It's that's not. It doesn't mean you're good at the game. It's bizarre statements. So no, I wouldn't consider listening to him again. He's not worth our time. Anyway, thanks Bears for popping in. Nice always to see you once in a while.
Yeah.
Hope things are
I'm
going
glad
well.
you came back for this one.
Yeah, no, we were waiting just for you to cover this because we needed some hardcore players of the game. And thank you for the commentary on what was happening on screen because I would have no idea. I remember some of the things, but not a lot of it because I haven't played it. But I do remember
Just
seeing...
remember, Smud, shooting the wall is bad.
Okay.
I think the only people that's played the game is me and Bear, and I think Gigaman. Did you said you played the game?
Yeah, I've played the game all the way through and the DLC at least twice.
Okay.
Oh, I'm planning on giving it another playthrough at some point this year.
I've played it like so many times.
But the fact that he could not explain the tutorial whenever you get a weapon, and saying there's no like learning, like what is it, learning curve? What the hell do you term it as? There's no practice mode or something like that. I can't remember.
No practice. When I'm for Doom Eternal, no. But then again, you can mitigate that by just going back to earlier levels and just learning the shit until you can get it right.
Yeah, basically.
All right. Well, thank you guys. It's a beautiful week, at least here in Toronto. The weather is just fantastic. It's not too rainy, not too hot, not too humid, but just great weather for doing stuff outside. So go for a walk, enjoy, relax. Play some Doom Eternal if that's your thing. If not, don't worry. No one's going to judge you.
Or just drink.
We should all play Doom Eternal.
We should all play.
We should all just play Doom. It turned 30 this year. What are you doing?
There you go.
I mean, I'm going to work on a art project for Doom.
Fun stuff.
So.
Nice.
All right. Thank you so much. Have yourself a great night. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Fuck off.
There are people asking for more synth videos.
Oh, no.
No.